Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. What's good with you? Got your boy here on a Wednesday, and I'm not alone here. I'm joined by the one, the only, in the Zoe. And so, talk to us, Zoe. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. I can't complain, man. I appreciate you bringing me on your channel, JB, man. It's been a long time coming for this one.
It's overdue. It's overdue, but we
Overdue.
here making it happen. Here making
Yeah,
it
man.
happen.
You been there since day one for real.
Oh yeah, like I've seen the growth. I've seen the growth, and it's
I,
still growing. That's the best part. This is
man, I
just the
appreciate
beginning.
that. Yeah.
Yes, so I see we got SM here in the chat. SM, what's good? SM
SM.
says, what's good, JB and guest? And he says the NFL really back tomorrow. Yes, the NFL coming back. What do you expect, Enzo, for tomorrow's matchup?
Man, I can't wait to see Lamar Jackson. I really want to see Derrick Henry. I want to see Lamar and Derrick Henry against the Chiefs in that defense, man. I really can't wait to see that matchup. Like,
Oh
how are
yeah,
the Ravens going to use Derrick Henry?
King Henry. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, because all these years that we've seen Derrick Henry, I mean, for the most part, it seemed like the Derrick Henry having to carry the load by himself. But now,
Yeah.
the fact that defense has got to know, like, hey, Lamar, he can take this thing and run with it now. He can take this thing. So, like, that's gonna really be like huge there. So I really want to see. This should be a lot of touchdowns for him this season, honestly, on
You
the
ain't
ground.
lying.
So I'm looking forward to that. So,
Yeah. And that
oh
boy
yeah.
Zay Flowers. I want to see what Zay Flowers gonna do in year two.
Oh, I got him on my fantasy team. They
And you
don't
kept
mess
on taking my
around.
player too, man. You kept on taking my player one pick before me in that fantasy league, man.
And so, yeah.
I was
Yes,
shook.
old man here joining us. Oh, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's good?
Oh
Hey, how
man,
are
what's
you doing
going on?
today?
Same old same.
Wonderful.
Ready for Bengals versus Pats.
Oh yeah. Oh
Back.
yeah. I was hoping that your boy Chase decided to sit this one out. I know he's chasing the bag. I was like, hey, take your time. There's no need to rush. You can sit out week one.
Who y'all quarterback?
Jacoby Brissett. So they
Oh,
chose Jacoby Brissett. It was a competition, but not really a competition in the sense to where they pretty much knew that Jacoby Brissett was going to be the guy that they wanted to start. But I guess they wanted to see Drake May just really go out there and just, like just show us that if we wanted to go with you, that you're putting in the work and stuff. But ultimately, from Jacoby Brissett, all he had to do was just not get injured and just not, look like someone that just is incompetent. So that's the case with that.
do
But
y'all you
man,
you like Drake May?
do I like Drake May? I do. Now JB's gonna keep it a buck. That was my second choice and stuff like that. I wanted Jaden Daniels. That was my first choice that I was hoping for. But I do like Drake May, and I feel like as long as we don't throw him out there to the
On my
wolves
page.
and let him lose confidence, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I was never no big fan of Drake May for real. I ain't really like him, but I'm gonna see what he gonna do though.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. How you feeling about this? I know it's just preseason, but in terms of like Bo Nix, because that was someone that I know a lot of people early on, saying, "Hey, Bo Nix, what he did in college was nice, but can it translate to the NFL?"
Yeah, I liked the Bo Nix coming out of college football for real. I thought Bo Nix was a good quarterback. Everybody was, they were down on Bo Nix for whatever reason, but I thought Bo
Hmm.
Nix was an all right quarterback coming out. I
Yeah.
think he gonna be okay.
Ode, I see you're on mute there, Ode. But definitely, if you want to give your thoughts on what did you feel about Bo Nix from what you saw at college and how you feel about
Bo
him now.
Nix. I thought Bo Nix was Max Jones 2.0. No lie. I thought he needed everything around him to be good. I'd be the first one to say this. He proved me wrong this preseason. You can say, yeah, it's preseason, but he was out there doing what SP wanted. He was getting the ball out quick. I think they might have a quarterback if they get that line fixed.
Oh yeah, offensive
Yeah,
line, and you got to have that offensive line for sure, for sure. And for JB, I mean, when I first saw my man Bo Nix, I ain't gonna lie, I like when he was at Auburn and stuff like that. That impression he left at Auburn, that basically scarred JB. I wasn't no Auburn fan or nothing like that, but from what I saw at Auburn, I was like, the kid ain't got it. But what I saw at Oregon, that transformed JB. I mean, if y'all paid attention last year, JB picked Oregon as the team to get in that college football playoff as that fourth team. They lost twice to Washington. Both time I picked them. If they would have played a third time, probably would have picked them again that time. That's how much I believe in Bo Nix in that system down there at Oregon. So I'm happy to see so far. It looks like Sean Payton is actually going to be beneficial to his development. And so, but I'll go ahead and catch up on the chat real quick, and then after that, we'll go ahead and dive into Zoe's journey on YouTube. We'll get started with that, but let me catch up with a little bit of the comments here. And so we got Lewis here. Lewis says, "Let me hear y'all. What's good with you, Lewis?" And then Fortnite in the building. Fortnite says hi. What's good? We've got Aussie in the building as well. How are you doing? SM says he's got Zay in his fantasy too. And so, yeah, like I had my fantasy draft, my third fantasy draft. And so I was able to pair Lamar Jackson with Zay and also with Mark Andrews as well. So I was looking around the board like, are y'all seeing what I'm doing and stuff like that? Because like they would let me pick the players that I wanted. The only thing that stopped me is that a lot of these guys got a week 14 bye week. So I had to start avoiding certain players because of that week 14 bye week. But man, like I got a lot of pieces that I really wanted in that one. And so SM
Man.
says he'll be honest, he didn't like May during the draft, but loves what he saw from him in the preseason. Oh, and as we'll let you comment to this. He says Bo Nix over JJ McCarthy. You know a little something about JJ McCarthy. You want to touch on that?
No, I want to say Bo Nix over JJ though, but JJ got hurt, so he can't really defend himself right now. But JJ is that guy. I ain't gonna lie, JJ looked good in that preseason game with the Minnesota Vikings.
He
But
did.
we gonna see what Bo Nix do. JJ can't play this year. We will see JJ next year, but I'm not taking on both of them. And plus, JJ only like 21, 22. Bo Nix like 25 years old. So,
Fair
like, come
point.
on now.
Fair point. I'll tell you what, JJ set me up. He set me up because he went out there and when he threw that first interception and stuff like that, that was all I needed right there. I had all the ammo I had to go ahead and just justify what I said about him. Because pre-draft, JB not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I said the kid was not gonna pan out and all like that. I said he would have some success though because of the talent around him, but I didn't expect he was gonna go out there and look anything special or anything like that. But after that interception, it was all there. I had all the ammo I needed, but then he went out there, threw that touchdown. And then he went out there again, and I was like, okay, like you can slow down. Then he went out there again. I was like, all right, JJ. I was like, I got you. I got you. So definitely wishing him
Yeah.
a recovery there.
Yeah, I ain't
Shout out
taking
to
on both.
Samuel. What's good with you? All right, so in the zone, we're gonna go ahead and dive into this real quick because I want you to tell us about what inspired you on your your time so far in YouTube. What are some things that you've learned on your journey here in YouTube, and just open up with us in terms of what it's been like for you and in terms of your goals, aspirations. We'll let you dive deep with this one.
Man, I really got on YouTube because I used to watch a lot of people on YouTube, and I ain't like a lot what people were saying about certain players. Like they were sugarcoating. Like he really is a good. It really came towards Kirk Cousins when he was the Minnesota Vikings quarterback. I'm gonna be real with you, man. I hated that pick, and so many people were saying Kirk Cousins is the guy. He this and that. I said, man, I gotta get on YouTube, man, because these people it's telling lies. Like this is not a good quarterback who can win no Super Bowl, man. Then I end up getting on YouTube, and like I reached out to people like you in the beginning. You gave me pointers. Then I just started recording videos, man. I had the wrong microphone at first. It was crazy. At first, I
Indeed.
started doing videos though. But my whole point with doing YouTube was to talk about all NFL teams, not just the Vikings, because I'm really just a football fan. Like I like college football.
Right.
I love the NFL. So I really want to talk about Michigan, then talk about other college team and all NFL team, NFL news, then try to get my 2 cents on certain team what they should do at the quarterback spot or on a team, period, though. Like they need a new head coach. So I really just wanted everybody on YouTube to tap in on my page if you was a football fan or college fan. Because I talk about all
Right.
NFL teams. I talk about all teams, period, though. And I'm really not, I'm never really biased neither, though, for real. I'll be keeping it real about my Vikings and about my Michigan team. So
That's right.
That that really
That's
about
right.
it.
And you bring up a good factor that I think was something that I had to consider as well when I first started my channel. Like, do I focus on the teams that I like, or do I focus on like the general? And for me, it was easy to choose the general ones because like cover all of them because you get to have all these conversations about different teams and stuff. Like, if I only covered Ohio State, I wouldn't be able to go that far when it came to college, hoops and stuff like that. Like my nights would be done before the Sweet 16, before we even started the bracket really for college hoops and stuff like that. So absolutely, but being able, or shoot, when it comes to the NFL, the playoffs lately, I wouldn't be able to do anything during the playoffs if it was a Patriot only channel.
Right.
so
Yeah.
so definitely I made the right choice with that one, but certainly understand that. And so
Yeah. Like, man,
I don't know.
I want fans from all over the NFL and college football. I want them to help me grow their channel.
Exactly.
We gonna grow together.
Exactly. And y'all be sure to check out Zoe and subscribe to his channel and stuff like that. He's got a YouTube, he's got IG and stuff like that. Where else you at, Zoe?
I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and I'm on Twitter, and I'm on TikTok too. I be going crazy on TikTok though, for real. You on TikTok?
JB got a TikTok, but I ain't really use it like that. But
Oh,
your
you
boy
got
plan on doing some stuff though. I got
TikTok.
some stuff
Where
in
is
the
that?
work.
TikTok is
It
where is
is.
that? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be having fun on TikTok.
Oh yeah, JB gonna be on it. JB gonna be on
Yeah,
it. All right, let's see. And I
TikTok.
see
Where
in
is
the
that?
Zoe's bit, I see old man's busy here keeping the chat live. Appreciate that, old.
No problem.
All right, so we'll go ahead and turn our attention to the AP Top 25 now. So, and I'll go ahead and try to get that on the screen real quick so we can look at it as we talk about it. And oh, we will start first, with yours, and then Zoe will go with you next and talk about our thoughts about the top 25. So let me go ahead and share that real quick so we can dive into that because definitely some teams like Florida State no longer up there, and then other teams on the rise. Don't
Man,
get
I
me
tell
started
you
on
what,
Florida
man,
State, y'all.
that DJU quarterback is horrible. Like, that's the best quarterback Florida State could have got out the transfer portal.
Bro, like I'm just
Don't
glad he
miss
didn't choose
start,
Ohio
please.
State.
Oh, you a Florida State fan?
No, I took him in the last pick'em though, because I thought he was gonna cook up, and
That boy
I'm
can't cook no
glad.
noodles.
I'm about to say I ain't letting him cook cereal. He ain't making nothing. You ain't boiling water in my house.
Nah.
And the man can't boil water in your house.
Uh-uh.
All right, so
My
yeah,
guy Gary
so
tapped in with me. That's my guy Gary, man.
shout out to Gary. What's good with you?
We
And
went
let's
crazy to get
see.
that Michigan live watch party. Me and Gary was going crazy.
Oh man. Yeah, so let's see. Black says DJU memes on Twitter are insane. The whole Florida State memes are going insane, man. Like I woke up and seen so many Florida State memes, y'all. It's sad for
Yeah.
them. It's sad,
They season over with already.
basically. But oh, what stands out to you in terms of changes? And you can see like the previous rankings and stuff like that from the prior week. But what stands out to you for the AP Top 25? Off of this first glance. And if you need me to scroll up or down, let me know. I think I got it all covered here.
Yeah, I think you have it all covered. Clemson. I'm shocked how bad they did. I'm shocked they still up on the 25th. Tell you the truth, that's how bad they were. How you go in there and how you look like that? Straight up,
Yep.
you go in there and you look like, yeah, you won the game, but you look like the Patriots last year when we won games and we were supposed to lose them.
Yeah.
Oh
Who
yeah.
did who Clemson beat last week?
Matter of fact, Clemson. Yeah, I was about to say Clemson lost. Clemson lost to
Yeah.
Georgia. So yeah, this
Then why
one
the
they
hell
have
did
that
they
in.
win it?
Yeah, they have that incorrect because
I'm
I
about to
streamed that
say.
one. Yeah, so
They ain't play last week.
yeah, they played last week because I that was my first live stream on Saturday. It was like the early window games at like the
Yeah, they
12,
lost.
and so yeah, they lost bad. They
How they
lost
got a
bad.
one
Oh
and 0 on
yeah,
here then?
Yeah, they tripping. They tripping. Like this site tripping.
that's why it got me confused. I'm about to say, wait a minute.
Yeah, the ranking should be accurate because they dropped it from 14 to 25, but the win-loss record, they have that wrong. So
Shit, they didn't be on the 25th. Tell you the truth, how bad they.
we got Trav. Shout out to Trav. What's
Trav, what
good
up?
with you? Trav is another guy that's in our fantasy league. He's inside of my division and stuff like that.
Oh, for real?
So, oh yeah, he actually took the division from me last year. First person to take the division away from me. So I'm coming back for that
Who
division
won
in
last year?
fantasy. And so last year it was Pop Brown's team, which is my father's team and stuff like that.
He
So
won 2 years in a row, didn't he?
2 years straight. 2 years
Cause he
straight.
seats.
Dang.
2 years straight.
Hey, let me ask y'all this. I can't really see that good. In Nebraska on here?
Nebraska is not up there. Yeah, Nebraska's not up there. At 24, they got NC State, but no Nebraska up there.
I think Nebraska should be in there though. I ain't gonna lie.
Nebraska's gonna be a fun team to watch.
Hey man, you like that? You know about that quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, I saw a little bit of it. I'm looking forward because I know he finna have a game coming up. Against Colorado, they finna have a game coming up.
Man, their defense is horrible.
And so exactly that's gonna make it. That's gonna make it light up. What's good, Eric?
Eric, what's
Let's
going
see.
on? My guy Chad, what's the deal?
Shout out to you, Chad. What's
That's
good
my
with
boy
you?
Chad. He a Lions fan. That's my boy.
Oh, a Lions fan. Okay,
Yeah, we
okay.
went to the NFL draft together.
Oh, that's what's up. I remember you did say you was going to the NFL draft. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Let's see. Black says illegal recruiting practices going on at Bob Brown's team.
He's
Skull
right.
Mafia.
He's right.
Well, my purple gang here now.
Yes. Oh man. So I'll go ahead and so Zoe, if you want to go ahead and tell us what stood out to you in terms of the top 25. I know Old just said Clemson. So what stands out to you?
Yeah, I say Clemson. I'd rather put Nebraska on the 25 over Clemson. Probably what was that? North Carolina State.
Yep, North Carolina State at
Yeah.
24.
I have to have Nebraska at least in there. Nebraska is in the Big Ten.
That's right.
Like I at least got to have them in there.
Yeah, up there.
Over them two teams. Somebody got to come out.
Maybe even over Georgia Tech, because I know we was impressed by the fact that they beat a Florida State team that we thought was a ranked team at that time. But looking at it now, it's like
man, Florida season over with already, and the season just started.
Yeah, so I'll say what stands out for me right now, and I'm looking at this top 25 poll, is obviously the drop for LSU from 13 to 18 and stuff like that. That was a huge loss there. Huge loss for him. It could have went either way. Could have went either way for him, but yeah, dropping 5 spots there. I know Brian Kelly was hurt. I feel like he's the jinx almost. Doesn't it feel that way? I mean, every time there's a big game and Brian Kelly got a team that he's leading in there, it's always walking out with an L.
Brian Kelly a joke.
He's the L in LSU, man.
You ain't
He's
lying.
overrated too.
Hell yeah, way overrated.
Oh yeah. First chance he got, he ran away from Notre Dame and said, "Oh, I'll take this job." They were holding me back, but nah, he's the problem.
But I tell you, he at LSU, right?
Yeah, he at LSU.
Hey, LSU quarterback good this year, or he looked horrible.
He looked pretty good in that game. Yeah, except for the end, of course, with that interception. But
I tell you what though, next year LSU got a dog coming in at that quarterback spot.
A word,
man.
What's his name?
Blair Underwood. He from Detroit.
Oh, okay.
He the number 1 ranked quarterback coming out this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but you're gonna go into them after this year? How bad they gonna look?
Oh no, he could bid it too. Hey, he can. I don't know.
You never know. He could.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Because they about to lose their best player. Will Campbell's about to go draft.
Black says Blair Underwood sounds like an actor.
Oh, you gotta look him up. He played for Belleville. That boy a dog.
All right, let's see. Make sure I'm not overlooking any major comments here.
Arizona could have been up more.
I see Miami made a nice jump after that thrashing they gave Florida.
No, I'm
Jumped up the
tripping.
7th spot.
Hey, he right. Hey, Black, you right. His name is Bryce Underwood. I'm thinking about the actor.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, his
okay,
name
okay,
Bryce Underwood.
okay.
Hey, you right, Madison. I'm thinking about the actor. See, I
Okay.
knew it. I knew his name started with a beat. Shit.
Somewhere in the ballpark. Somewhere in the ballpark. All right. And then tell us about Michigan, all right? Because I'm not gonna lie. This year's team, you guys seem like you lost a lot of people, but obviously I know you guys have been recruiting at a high level as well. So introduce me to, like who are the key players that return, some of the key players that are, stepping into key positions here, starting with the
Well,
quarterback.
shit. Basically, like the quarterback Davis Warren, he been there for a minute. He wouldn't know how to recruit, but I guess Michigan like what they seen in him. But Michigan whole offense line is brand new, so they probably still,
Ooh.
still gelling, getting everything together because the whole O line is new, a new quarterback, and they try and get that running game together. Because I thought Donovan Edwards was gonna be bigger than what he was. He laid the edge last week. He ain't played good last week. But the backup running back Mullins, that boy can run that ball. I think he need to be running back number one. He showed explosiveness and everything against Fresno State. And it really just come down to, man, you got to get the quarterback comfortable, man. I don't know if Davis Warren even that guy. They don't like Alice Origin. He was the backup quarterback who can run, but they running with Davis Warren. And Michigan defense is still laying like that. We still got Will Johnson, the best corner probably in football.
Everywhere
We
I
got
look, he's still there.
my man Mason on the defensive line. Our defense, I think our defense can win some football games. It's just that our offense has to put some points up when we need to. We need some touchdowns, and we need to play the clock. You can't do 3 and out. You gotta play ball control.
All right, we got a question here in the Zoe. I'll let you tackle this one.
Do anyone go undefeated this season? I don't. I think somebody go undefeated. You talking about regular season or through the whole thing?
Throughout the whole thing, I would have to think, like, even with that, like someone, because it's probably going to be like 2 teams, maybe like 2 teams probably get in there undefeated. If we're talking all the way through to the end, I still think at least one.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
it's all said and done.
He said probably one. Yeah, probably one. And I could see a team going undefeated for real, like Georgia. They probably I don't like their quarterback for real, man. There's something about him though, dog. Like, but I don't know. Then I ain't gonna speak on Ohio State though, but but
I appreciate that.
Like Michigan can turn it around though. Like everybody will be shocked when we beat Texas this weekend. The whole world gonna be shocked.
So you're saying it's going down? Give us a score projection.
It's going down, man. It's going down. They're gonna score some points. 20-27. Michigan get that W.
20-27.
They get that W, man.
I've got that one marked on the calendar there. I know for Texas, Sam Ur. Hey, I'm rooting for the kid. I like the kid a lot and stuff like that. This is really the matchup that I was hoping for last year in the college football playoffs, the Texas-Michigan one. I wanted to see that last year. I did not
ain't want that. You ain't want that. He ain't want that. He ain't want that.
Skull says go Irish.
Oh, that my boy Catch. What's the deal, Catch?
All right, let's see. Black says they'll be aided by the fact that it's in Ann Arbor. You do have to take that obviously into consideration there. In Ann Arbor, Texas is down to their 3rd running back and stuff like that.
Yeah, I seen that.
Hurt. And so, I mean, it's just bad luck. That's bad luck. When you start getting injuries like that, that's bad luck.
But I would say this though. Quinn Ewers, how you pronounce his name? You know who I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
He will give you the football a couple of times. He will give you the football.
Oh yeah.
My boy Nuke, what's the deal?
All right, let's see.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be a good game though. That's my game of the week.
Okay, that's your game of the week right there. Okay.
That's my game of the week.
Well, we'll go ahead and, matter of fact, transition over to some of the upcoming college football games here. But if you want to touch on that Texas-Michigan game, give your thoughts there, your unbiased thoughts or biased thoughts.
My unbiased,
unbiased
Buckeyes fan. I got Michigan winning. I don't have no faith in Texas them at all. I don't like their quarterback. I think it's gonna be a close game though, but Michigan, like he said, they got the best corner in the league. I could see Will picking them off, getting a pick six, get maybe a pick ends in like the last drive for the Texans, and they pick them off and they take it back for a field goal. I have Michigan winning it, even though it hates me to say it.
I like you. I knew I liked you, man. Since day one, I knew. Oh my God, I knew old
I
man was my
gotta keep
guy.
it real, man. I gotta keep
I,
it real.
I
Gotta
like
keep it
that,
a
man.
buck. Okay. I like that. I like that. So okay, so I'll go ahead and put it over to. Hold on.
Hold on, who you got, JB?
I was gonna say that for my pickums and stuff like that. As a little surprising. I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking
Oh,
about it. I mean, I'm no fool now. I know, like even with all the stuff that Michigan lost and stuff like that, the foundation that you guys have now established and stuff like that in terms of the culture, the guys you guys recruited and stuff like that, I know it's there, and I also know that Texas, it's going to be a lot to put on Uwer's shoulder, Quinn Uwer's shoulder, to try to be able to 4 quarters just go out there and continuously have to throw this ball. And so I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball effectively against you guys. So that's a lot to put on him. So, and I've learned that if in a situation like this, you guys enter the game as an underdog at home. Yeah, that's money that JB's not going to put on that table. I'm keeping that money in my pocket there. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm keeping that. Keep my money in my pocket on that one. So
straight
then you
up,
guys have shown me. I got the wrong tab. All right. All right, so before we
Nebraska.
dive into week 2 here and get to my official pick, let's go back to week 1 here. See if I can show uh, the whole group here, which is just me and Ode. All right, so this is what happened from our week 1, me and Ode, that we did for our picks. Ode went 6-4. I went 8-2 from week 1. We'll look into Old Man's picks. All right, so just to recap, and so well, you know what? Since it's your team, you can give your thoughts, as we go through it and stuff like that, and I'll just scroll up and down for you and
The
stuff like
Huskies
that.
let me down. When could I say, man? They used to be my team where I bet on money. They used to bring me home money.
I
They,
remember that 2 years ago in the
now
NCAA
they letting
bracket.
me down. They back to being the bums I know they are. I still would pick them in every week because they my team to pick, but they bums now.
Okay,
Damn.
only 5% actually chose Vanderbilt to win, so you
Yeah,
wasn't
That was
alone.
I
crazy.
know.
You wasn't alone. All right, and here's
Damn.
that next one that we talked about before about the Clemson and Georgia one. 34-3 was the
Yeah, they got
score.
stumped.
hmm Yeah, so I expected that one was going to be a little bit more closer, but I did say when I was on the live, I was like, look, first half it's going to be, close because I expect both defenses to go out there. But at some point, Georgia's offense is built like that guy that just keeps kicking at the door until he knocks the door down. And once he knocks the door down, then it's a flood. The whole SWAT team's coming in there. So that first half, Clemson had the energy. They believed that they belong until they realized that Club Nick wasn't the answer, which they should have already known. But Club Nick didn't do his part. Terrible. And then after a while, the defense just gets tired. They get worn out. And then you just lose your
Yeah.
soul when you see the offense can't move the ball. So, but still, 34-3. So you got that one correct. And oh, talk to me. I need to hear this one. Oh, talk to me on this one. So
What?
you had you had South Dakota State in that one against Oklahoma State. So
Yeah,
a lot of upsets happened, but that wasn't one. Talk to me.
because of the QB, I had faith in him. I thought he was gonna pull it out for me, but turns out I'm not that good at picking quarterbacks. They trusting him.
I understand. Well, how about this next one? This one was a surprise, not by the fact that Miami won so much, but more so just the final score of it. I mean, when you get to the
Yeah,
point where your recruits are starting to cheer for the other team during your visits and stuff like that, like you
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 know
know you
your
messed up.
season's done.
You know you
I
messed up.
That was
Florida's
what
Florida's
y'all
done
think.
for.
What y'all think about their quarterback, Miami quarterback?
Oh man, Cam Ward.
Cam,
Yeah,
I'll let you go
I think
first.
he could
Oh,
be a first. I think he could be a first round pick. Tell you
for
the
real.
truth. Oh yeah, how he? You know, there's always that one quarterback that shoots up out of nowhere. Give him like 4 more games like this. I can see him being a mid to late round, first round.
yeah, I feel because like I feel like he was already, on the radar when it came to scouts and stuff like that. But this man showed extreme composure. Again, let's not forget, road game here, big environment, rival game. But my man showed strong composure. What I like is the fact that he understands his worth and importance to the team to where he didn't take no unnecessary hits on those scrambles he did early on and stuff like that. My man ran out of bounds. He looked like he was jogging out there. I ain't gonna lie. He looked like he was out there working at Publix, just taking out a regular delivery, getting to the sideline. But he picked up them yards, but protected himself. The kid is smart. He did make one mistake out there, but who doesn't make mistakes and stuff like that? Other than that, he looked really good out there. And this is a quarterback that Miami is not used to having. They're not used. You look at the quarterbacks they tried to go through, like the previous years and stuff like that. Like even the one year when they had beat Notre Dame and they said the U was back and stuff like that, they didn't have quarterback. But this guy is legit. So now they've legitimately got a quarterback, which means they're the best team in the ACC, hands down.
Hmm.
Who is better right now in the ACC than the University of Miami? Who's got a quarterback on their level?
Shit, I can't
So
even tell you.
it certainly ain't North Carolina. I know they beat
Oh
Minnesota
no,
2 missed field goals. It certainly ain't them. It's not
no.
SMU. They benched their quarterback in the first quarter and they brought him back. And so it ain't them. So don't get JB
Yeah,
started on that.
No boy, you trying to get JB upset now.
I mean, shoot. I mean,
he
Boston
say
College quarterback can
Ruckus.
run. That's it. Rutgers. All right, let's see. You got the Northwestern pick correct there. So 13 to
Yeah.
6. And then Boise State versus Georgia Southern. High scoring game. High scoring game. I mean, that's certainly one to take the over on,
Shit,
regardless of where that line is at.
that's the game that running back went crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's his
Yeah.
name? So yeah, how many touchdowns was it? Like,
What, what like
6.
5 or 6? Yeah.
I mean,
6.
he's
He had
rumor has
6.
it he's
We
still
we
scoring touchdowns right now. Rumor has it.
And
So
it's sleep.
we respect though. It's Bill O'Brien. He's gonna run the ball.
Oh, that Bill
so
O'Brien over there?
now Bill
Boston.
O'Brien said, yeah, for
No,
Boston College.
Boston.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
Boston
bad.
College.
Not Boston
Oh,
State. I got that
So
mixed up for a second.
absolutely.
I see you try to get your boyfriend New England alley oop. I see you. I'm about Bill
No, I hate.
O'Brien.
Forget Billy O'Brien. He looked worse than Matty P as the OC.
Man, they both was horrible.
Matty
I'm
P
sure
played better.
I'm sure Black Medicine's not a fan of Bill O'Brien either for his time in Alabama. So
I'm just glad he left Ohio.
yeah, oh yeah, I was so concerned when I saw it first. It looked like he was going to go to Ohio State, and I was like, "Oh man, no!" I was like, "No, no!" I was like, "If he goes there, we're going to self implode." But then he decided Boston College did us a favor. I owe them one. They did us a favor. They said, "Come on here, we'll make you the head coach," and they prevented a disaster.
Yeah, that
So
was that was gonna be. What
Skull says Georgia
what
Tech has a pretty good quarterback, and that's Haynes and stuff. They got Haynes the quarterback, Haynes the running back. If we're talking NIL deals and I was them, we'd be looking at them Haynes and stuff like that for
you
show.
ain't lying. Give me a Haynes jersey.
All right, let's see. You got the Penn State one correct. And again, the Penn State game was a little weird because they had that long delay. And so,
Oh yeah, that is.
but but once
How
they
y'all feel
resume play, yeah, go ahead.
how y'all feel about a quarterback?
Ooh.
Ooh. You want me to be nice or you want me to be truthful?
I want you to be truthful,
Keep
be
it a buck.
raw.
Keep it a buck.
He's Max Jones 2.0 all over again. The dude's a bum. He shouldn't be a
Yeah,
quarterback. If anything, he's a backup quarterback.
yeah, I feel the same way. He is not good.
I'm gonna
Man, if
put
I had
it.
to pick him or Max Jones from last year, give me Max Jones.
I'm gonna put it this way. I'm gonna put it this way. Because like before the game, I kept seeing like all those analysts talking about, oh, West Virginia gonna win, and it had me really questioning my college football knowledge. I was like, what did West Virginia do to, be considered to for so many people to be, talking about they gonna potentially win this game, from the experts and stuff. Now the people, the true people like you and me, we got it right. Only 7% people of the people chose, West Virginia. Those are all Mountaineer fans and stuff like that. But aside from that, the public knew, but they had me just I was confused. I was flabbergasted on that one. I was like, what do y'all mean? I was like, this game should not really be that close and all like that. So, but in terms of Penn State's quarterback, I mean, against a West Virginia defense, I mean, sure, he looked, capable against that. But what happens when they play against a real team? Like we already
Right.
seen his story and stuff like that. When you go down there against a Michigan, against, an Ohio State in a big game, basically, if the team is ranked in the top 10, Penn State don't win. That's their philosophy. If it's in the top 10, we not gonna win. So
Yeah.
shout out to Black. Uh-oh, he
Shout
with the
out to
super
Black
chat.
for the money.
He says, no Mac Jones slander. The guy is a saint, Saint Mac.
He a Mac
Saying
Jones
as
fan.
long as he's a backup.
And so again,
He is
Black
the
team is
backup.
Alabama. So
So it's like the great Rob Ninkovich told him he would smack the you
I
know
did
what
see that.
out of Mac Jones.
I did see that. All right,
I
let's get
seen
to the
that
rest.
today too. That was crazy.
No, and
That
Rob's
was
crazy
wild.
enough to do it.
Oh yeah. To this day, anytime I see his jersey out there, I still think it's Rob Ninkovich out there. I have to remind myself he's gone. He's not coming back again for another stint. All right. Oh, now this one here, the Fighting Irish and Texas A&M. You got that one right there, Notre Dame. And so, how do we feel about that? Do we feel that Notre Dame is really? Because let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. JB's gonna keep it a buck. Notre Dame, once again in the top 10. I look at their schedule. I'm like, not excited about their schedule and stuff like that. I know his score says 10-point victory, but it was really close against A&M, and offensively, A&M didn't look that great and stuff like that. Now, defensively, A&M looked a little bit better there, but JB's not so. How do you guys feel about Notre Dame? We'll start with you first, Zoe, and then after that, we'll switch over to you, Old.
They gonna be like you said. They're gonna be straight. The Irish always be okay though. They'll never be no bum team or no bum organization though. But they still don't ever have what it take to get them over the hump. I don't think they got it
Mhm.
this year neither. So they
Exactly.
they probably make the playoffs because the playoffs got bigger. But I don't see them
Mhm.
making no noise.
Yeah, it comes down to the schedule. Old, your
Yeah, they
thoughts?
I agree. I got them making the playoffs, but I got them as the last team making the playoffs. So they
Notre Dame
remind
gonna
me. You
make
could, in my terms, they like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not
it.
gonna be a bum team. They're not gonna be like a shitty team. They'd be a middle of the pack team that
mm-hmm.
maybe will make the playoffs, maybe not, but they'll be in the hunt every year.
Yeah, basically.
Hmm. Notre Dame ain't got to worry about that conference loss that many teams get once getting to the conference game. Notre Dame can pick their schedule how they want it, So I don't see no powerhouses up there. I mean, let's keep it a buck. I mean, yeah, you played A&M that's ranked, but that they was ranked 20th and stuff like that. So I mean, like you chose one ranked team, and if you were banking on Florida State, it's the bad year to be banking on them. I don't know if they play or not for sure, but if you were banking on them to be that tough team, that's gone. So if we went off a strength of schedule, they would be losing a lot of battles. But because I feel like they can potentially run the table based upon their schedule that they have and stuff like that, like I wish they would have been playing Miami this year and stuff like that. Because if they wanted to show something to JB, that could have been a game, But
Yeah.
you know, let's see. Skull says A&M's offense didn't look good because Notre Dame defense, and also Notre Dame may only have one loss this year. So do we feel a one-loss Notre Dame team again? Remember, no conference game and
Who they
stuff like
lose
that.
to?
So yeah, that's what I want to know who would they lose to.
That's what I'm
Maybe
about to say.
Pitt, maybe a team like that. That's about the
Yeah,
tough teams they play. Boston College, maybe. I don't know if they play Boston College or not, but I'm just throwing Georgia Tech,
yeah.
maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah, they might go undefeated.
looking at their schedule, if they don't, then they don't deserve to be in there because ain't nobody up there to trip them.
Man,
So, and then finally, O was correct also with Arizona State over Wyoming. So
I
All
was
right.
wrong about South Alabama though.
South
I would
Alabama.
have been. I would have won if the return game sold up.
Oh,
I
they play.
let Ficken up.
And they played North Texas, Mean Green. So I was
That's why
right
they
there with you, I
lost.
think. So,
They lost that game from the return game. They were out like 200 yards and almost. I think it was one or two touchdowns on
oh
the
wow.
return.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
he
So
said the
we'll,
Irish play Cal this year.
oh, they play Cal this year? Southern Cal? Okay, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay. Well, that's good then. That's good then. That okay. I'll go ahead and go back to my pick real quick.
Yeah,
Who
South
can
Alabama let up more than 150 yards for one touchdown on kick and punt return.
all
That's
right.
why South Alabama lost.
So we'll look at mine real quick, but I won't spend a lot of time on this since we've already talked through this, but I was wrong for the Virginia Tech when the Hokies hurt many people. Now, if it was Old Dominion, I would have picked Old Dominion because Old Dominion, they'd be getting after them and stuff like that. But hey, Randy, shout out to them. They did it in what, overtime, I believe. So let's see. Bulldogs, Oklahoma State. I was right about Miami. I did not know I was going to be that right though, but me and
Play Sparkman
51% of the
boy.
country was right. Northwestern Wildcats, Boise State, Penn State, because like really I wasn't tripping about West Virginia. I also got the South Alabama one wrong.
Who they lose to?
North Texas.
Oh,
So 52
They
to
lost because of
38.
the return. I'm telling you,
So
they lost because of the return game.
Notre Dame and Arizona State. So now it's time to move on to week 2 and get our picks through here for week 2. So Ode on your end, if you want to, complete yours on your end as we go through it. And so that'll be
Yeah.
great. And so we'll start off with this matchup here. And so, we'll let you go first, you know, in terms of, I know you already said earlier, but just to recap it.
I pick Michigan. I think they got the better defense. They got the best coin in their game. And since in the zone's on, I'll be nice and pick Michigan.
That's the big one. That's the big one. That's the big one. And so, all right, the moment of truth here. So, going down to Michigan, they're defending obviously their championship. And I when you're the championship team and you come in and as the so-called underdog and stuff like that, that gives you some extra provided motivation and stuff like that. A lot of guys are coming in, stepping up, and they want to keep that train running and stuff like that. So, but to say this and to say that, I'm gonna go ahead and say because I'm gonna listen to my heart here and not my head here. I'm gonna go ahead and say Texas wins this one because Quinn Ewer is that guy, and ultimately, there's a lot of things that I don't necessarily know for sure about Michigan. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the team that I feel like I know a little bit better, but I would not be surprised if this goes the other way. And so in the zone, I know you said final score of 27-20. I'm gonna go ahead and say that if this one goes as I predict, Texas wins. I'm gonna say 31-27, and so 31-27. All right. Anybody in the chat want to voice their opinion about who they got in this one?
Michigan versus Texas. That's the
Michigan
game
versus
right
Texas.
there.
That is. JB will be live streaming that one. Are you gonna be live streaming that one as well?
Yeah, yeah.
The whole country
I,
gonna be live streaming
you
it.
ain't,
The
hey,
whole country.
you ain't lying.
I thought about that for 2 seconds, but everybody was already asking me last week to stream this one. So I was like, all right, I'll do this one. But every other game,
Yeah,
ain't nobody gonna be streaming it.
you ain't lying.
All right, so I'll go first on this one. So the Razorbacks and Oklahoma State. And so I don't know much about who's quarterbacking right now for the Razorbacks or what he looks like. But what I do know is that Oklahoma State, I do feel like them being at home here, I feel like they'll go ahead and win this one. I just have too many question marks for the Razorbacks right now to pick them. So I'm going to go ahead and choose Oklahoma State to win this one. And so, Zoe, if you want to go ahead and chime in your thoughts before Old takes over.
I'll probably say Oklahoma State too because they normally be having a good team for real. They be scoring
Mhm.
points every year, so I'd rather take them over Arkansas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Who's going to trust the Razorbacks in that
I
offensive line
don't
that I
know.
saw last year? Who's going to trust that? Old, your thoughts?
I'm I'm not picking Razorback, I can tell you that. You can try to get that quarterback killed. O-line's horrible. I have question marks about the quarterback, the O-line, even the head coach, so I'm not taking him.
Damn.
Okay.
Who is their head coach?
Oh, who is oh man, I feel like they've been through so many coaches lately. I can't even remember who's the
Oh,
current coach.
That's what I'm
okay.
trying to say. They fired their head coach.
Oh, okay. I got what
Yeah,
you saying. I
they've been
got you.
switching.
If I
Skull
remember
says
correctly, I think it's Sam Pittman. If I remember correctly.
Oh
ah,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Somebody said Sam.
Black gave us that one, Sam Pittman. Okay, okay.
Oh, okay, it is. All
It
right.
is. All right. And so Skull says the Razorbacks by 3. Okay. He also said Michigan by 10. Okay, okay. And Black said that Oklahoma State barely won last week and they padded the scoreboard late. Who did they play again last week? Oklahoma State? I forget who they played again last week.
Yeah, I don't even know.
All right. So, Zoe, we'll let you start this one off here. Yellow Jackets versus Syracuse.
Damn. At the crib, man. I don't read, man. What shit? Syracuse. I'm guessing they at the crib. Who's their head coach? It ain't Lovey Smith no more, is it?
Nah, Lovey Smith was with the Fighting Illini back in the day.
Oh
And so
man,
with
yeah. I
the
probably
whole,
say Syracuse.
okay,
Yeah, I don't know neither. I say Syracuse for real.
okay. Ode, who you got?
I'm going with Yellow Jackets.
Okay, so O's got Georgia Tech, ranked 23 right now, feeling pretty good, having a number in front of them and stuff like that. Your boy JB, and it's gonna pain me to have to give this man credit. I challenged Kyle McCord last week. I know it was against Ohio, but I challenged him. And I thought he was going to fail, but the kid went out there and looked as good as I have seen him look. I was like, who's he going to throw the ball to? Well, he showed JB. There's somebody he's throwing the ball to out there. I think at home here, Syracuse and the running back that they've got, Allen, oh, he good for a buck. Let's see, against this team, probably 120 yards rushing and stuff like that. So if you got the player prop for him, definitely take the over there. They're going to have a nice balanced attack there. And honestly, Georgia Tech got too much credit for that win against Florida State because we now know Florida State's the running joke in the community. So give me Syracuse to
They ain't
win
got
this
no
one at home.
offense. Yeah.
So exactly. Although I do like Haynes out there for Georgia Tech, I do like that, but I feel like Syracuse wins this one at home. All right, let's see. Skull says Fran Brown, the head coach of the Orange. All right, appreciate that. Black says Syracuse is going down. He says, nah, Ron Black guy. Hey, because I was thinking that too. I like Syracuse, orange jersey. I get that when with the fighting the line. So okay. All right, so Ode, you're first with this one in terms of Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. Who
I'm
you
going
got?
with I'm going with Pittsburgh. Eli's gonna bring it home for me this week.
Okay, okay. Zoe, your thoughts on this one?
I gotta go with Pittsburgh, man. Cincinnati had a time. Their time is over with. Their time is done.
I'm going to see Cincinnati here at home.
Who they
Now
quarterback
Pittsburgh for who? Cincinnati or Pittsburgh?
for Cincinnati?
Who is Cincinnati's
See, I
quarterback?
don't know who they quarterback. I don't know neither one. I just know Pittsburgh to me is a better team.
I know Eli Holston is Pitts.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say that this one falls for Cincinnati. I'm going to give Cincinnati a little bit of love here. So,
They at the crib, huh?
so at the crib here.
Brady.
So when in doubt, it could go
Go
either
to the
way.
crib.
I'm going to go Cincinnati. So,
Cincy's QB is Brady Lynchburg.
I don't know what that even
I
is.
say like
6'1", 175-pound quarterback from Ohio.
170. That almost made me change my pick right there. But
You right. Oh man, we did good. 'Cause I don't want nothing from Ohio. No
lie, he looks like
disrespect.
Zach Wilson.
oh man.
He looks like Zach Wilson type. I wouldn't pick him.
Hey, are y'all from Ohio?
Nah, I'm
Oh
from
no.
Buffalo, New York. Worst city in the world.
You said the coldest city?
Worst. The ship
Oh,
bill.
okay.
I hate
Okay.
Buffalo.
Yeah, and your boy JB likes to say, I claim two places and stuff like originally Miami, Florida, which people ask me how do you end up, not being a Dolphin fan and being a Patriot fan and stuff like that. But there's a whole story to that. But yeah, so that's how I ended up really choosing the Buckeyes because back then, my father a Hurricane fan, and when they lost to the Buckeyes in the championship game and stuff like that as a kid, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a Buckeye fan. Same
Damn.
year, I chose the Patriots because Adam Vinatieri made a game-winning field goal against Miami the year Brady's second year as a starter and stuff like that. So he didn't make the playoffs that year, but they eliminated the Dolphins' chances. So those two plays right there really made me. That's how I chose my teams back then. Same year.
Okay.
So but I spent a lot of time in Georgia as well, and so currently in Texas. So
Oh, okay.
let's see.
I'm,
Black says that Cincy D line will dominate. All right, all right. Makes me feel a little bit better about my pick there, just a little bit.
What the
I'm a
offense gonna
Buckeyes
do?
fan. I'm a Buckeyes fan because my grandma lived in Ohio, and I'm a
Oh,
Patriots
okay.
fan because of Teddy Bruschi.
Good
Okay,
old
okay,
Teddy
okay, okay.
Bruschi. Man, I miss
Oh,
those days,
yeah,
man.
I like Teddy.
Miss those days. Teddy, Mike Vrabel, Ted Johnson, Roman Pfeiffer. Those. I mean, we ain't had linebackers like that as a group since then.
We needed Teddy back. I don't care if he's how old. He could play today. Just come out to and smack someone.
Let's see. Skull says that he's from South Florida, and you're not a Dolphins RUM fan either. Skull gets it. He gets it. He gets it. I mean, I feel like, if you're down there, I mean, there's so many paths to go. I mean, you have people literally staying right next to it. They could be a diehard Florida State fan and stuff like that, diehard Tampa Bay fan. Jack. I mean, there's just a lot of teams to choose from in the state, but most of us still choose out the state. So,
Right. Yeah, they
all
got
right,
like three.
next is Iowa State versus Iowa. Zoe, we'll let you go first on that one.
Man, I'm going with the home team. I ain't gonna lie. I
All right,
got
all
to.
right. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, 92% have chosen Iowa as well. I'm trying to project if I think that this will be one of those games that you get an upset here, rivalry game. But JB doesn't want to overthink it. I mean, I finally saw Iowa score 40 points for the first time in feels like 40 years and stuff like that. They put up 40 points, even if it did come in garbage time. So that alone has me thinking, let me go ahead and choose Iowa for this one.
Yeah.
Ode, your thoughts?
Same thing. Iowa.
You were hoping I was going to choose Iowa State, didn't you? You was hoping I was
I
going to make
hope
that
you will,
mistake.
cause I want to know. I want to know. Yeah, cause you will take an L in this time.
Skull says Iowa by 2. Black says Iowa State always disappoints. Yeah, that's another reason why I shied away from that. It might be a rivalry, but they haven't gotten the memo yet. All right, this matchup, Jayhawks versus the Fighting Illini. Ode, we'll let you go first with this one.
I'm taking the Jayhawks. I like them. I like them over the fighting. I like them. So plus, I need to get a game back. So hopefully, you pick the wrong team this week.
Hoping on JB's downfall. All right, and Zoe, your thoughts here?
I'm gonna go with the I'm going with the weight team.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Who they
keeping it with the
playing?
Jayhawks, Fighting Illini.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to the weight team.
I'm gonna put it like this. I don't care if Lovey Smith was coming through that tunnel for them and stuff like. Matter of, okay, if that's the case, then I know my pick is gonna be good and stuff like that. But
Oh, that's the team Lovey coaching.
he used to. He used to. He's no longer there.
I knew it was an orange team. Shit.
So yeah, that was the team there. And so, but man, they haven't been good since going back to like the Juice Williams days and stuff like that. And that's going back to like '07, '06 and stuff like that. So unless you're gonna tell me that they're gonna have Mendenhall come through that locker room, Juice Williams, those boys come through there and all like that. Nah, Kansas finna take this one. JB is not finna mess around with the Fighting Illini on this one. I'm not doing
Man, don't be afraid now, JB.
it. Black says Kansas by a mile. And
For
let's see.
real.
SM says that Mohason is lame. Skull says UK has some wideouts. Watch for number 4. UK by 203 by 20. I was about to say 203. I was about to say they're gonna be scoring after the game.
Damn.
All right, so we got a good one here. We got a good one here. And so we'll let Enzo go first. I'll go second in case O wants to pivot and take the other team that I take to try to catch up or not. So we'll let Enzo go ahead and go first. Start this one off.
Who
Tennessee
Tennessee? Who
and
they
North
playing?
Carolina State against
Oh,
NC State
I'm
Wolfpacks.
taking Tennessee.
All right, so taking Tennessee. Okay, 93% also took Tennessee here. And so for me, looking at this matchup here, you know, Tennessee, I like the quarterback. I like the quarterback, or at least I've heard a lot of good things about him. So I'll reserve whether I like him or not for after this game here, but I heard a lot of good things about him here. And offensively, I feel like they're going to have a good game and find a way to win this one here. Tennessee could be a dark horse team the rest of this way this season. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Tennessee to win this one over NC State. Ode, who you
I'll
taking?
take Tennessee. They
Taking
ain't called.
Tennessee.
Yeah, they shouldn't be called Wolfpack against Tennessee. They should call Puppy Pack.
The puppy pack. Let's see. Black says the God won't allow him to pick Tennessee, and common sense won't let him pick NC State. So he's just gonna not pick. He's just gonna not pick. All right. So, we'll start first with you on this one here.
I'm going
Colorado and
Colorado.
Nebraska. So he's
What
gonna
time they
ride
Going
one of
play?
those prime. They play. That is gonna be 6:30. Well, I'm on Central Time, so that's probably a 7:30
Oh, okay.
Eastern game.
7:30 Eastern.
Okay, bet.
Okay. So he's got Colorado winning that one.
I'm going
Okay.
with Hunter, man. I think he's gonna keep on the train for the first month. I think he's gonna be bombed for the first month and hit that wall. So I gotta take it when it comes.
All right. And Zoe, your thoughts here? Who you got?
Man, I'm going with Sanders, man. Shador about to go out there and slice that defense up. Him, Horn, and Hunter about to have a day against that defense.
That's true.
They
And what do
about
y'all
that.
think the final score is going to be?
Man, something like 28, like 31, some shit
De-
like that.
Depending on if Buffalo defense can show up, yeah. But if not, it's gonna be like 40, 45.
Yeah.
I expect Shador Sanders to go out there and throw for another 400 yards. I expect Travis Hunter is going to have another 3 touchdown game. I expect that Colorado is going to have an exciting offensive display. All this to say, I think that Nebraska comes out of here with a W here at home here. A little bit of
Damn.
revenge here for them. I
Let's
like the
go. I'll be a
quarterback.
game up.
Revenge
So
off what?
last year, these two teams played last year
Oh, that. Oh, okay.
when Nebraska ain't had no quarterback at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Nebraska here because upsets are gonna happen at some point this week. I got this being one of them. In my mind, I view it as an upset, anyways. Braden, what's good? And so Braden says, "Go Colorado, please beat Nebraska." Let's see. Let's
For
see.
real.
SM says that Stafford is the godfather to Nebraska's quarterback, and so it do JB a favor if they go ahead and just swap for this game, for this one game here, make JB look good. All right, next up, Texas Tech, Washington State. Zoe, we'll go with you here first.
I'm taking Texas Tech.
Okay. Old.
I'm taking the Raiders. The Cougars have nothing on the Raiders, so
hmm
Yeah.
Let's see. Skull says Nebraska has one of the best freshman quarterbacks in the country, and so that's
Yeah,
that's that's why JB's making his pick here.
but
I'm betting on the
JB,
kid.
but he
Yeah,
said he got one of the best freshmen. Sadori, one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
rocking one of the worst defenses in the country. I look at
Hey,
Nebraska offense versus Colorado defense, and then vice versa, and so we'll see how it goes. But at home here, it's going to be an exciting game. It's going to come out of who had the ball here last and stuff like that.
yeah,
So as great as the offense is, I mean, he throws for a lot of yards, yes, but how good is their running game? It's like if you get 400 something yards passing, but your running game, and again, I didn't watch the full last game there, but just going off of, the prior year and stuff like that. So you're also accounting for the yards that you probably would have got if you would have handed the ball off to the back a few more times and stuff like that. Just bake that into it. I mean, it took everything they had to come out with a win last week. Let's not forget that. It took everything they
What?
had to come out with a
Hey,
win.
hey, can I ask you a question about Colorado defense? In
Yeah.
that game last week, was they running man to man? They had to, wasn't they?
And so I only saw the highlights of that one because I was streaming
Oh,
Minnesota and North Carolina. But if anybody actually got to watch the full game, it can answer that. And stuff because
I
I
think
was
that was
live
man to
streaming myself.
man. That defense was horrible. That couldn't have been no zone, no cover too. That had to be
I
man to
feel
man.
from what I've seen them do mostly, I would think it would be man to man. But if anybody in the chat can confirm that for us that did get to actually watch the full game, let us know. Let's see. Black says that Abilene Christian was out here curb stomping Tech last week. And so JB's still gonna rock with Texas Tech though, like as what because I can't think of a
All
reason
I
to
know is
pick.
whoever the DC is.
Can't pick of a. Yeah, go ahead. What'd you say, old? But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick here for Tech.
Yeah. Hey, Braden said I knew they were playing man to man, but I was watching the game. I'm like, man, this can't be no covered, no zone or nothing. Maybe they switched it up this week. They gotta switch it up.
Got to make some changes. Got to. All right, and the final game this week here: Mississippi State Bulldogs and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Ode, we'll let you go first.
I think we lost. Oh,
He said those two teams I'd rather drop. So,
he said I'm straight.
so we'll let you talk to that one then.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Arizona State, they cool though, but I gotta go with the away team. I got to.
Mississippi State. I do like this year's Arizona State a little bit better than I've liked like the previous versions of Arizona State. But that being said, even though they're at home, do I like them enough to pick them? Nah, I'm going to choose Mississippi State. All right. Oh, we had to do your last there. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We doing the last one right with Bulldogs.
That's right.
Well, I'm picking picking the Bulldogs. So
Okay. And who did Washington State play last week? They won 70-0. Who did
And
Washington
the
State play
freezer.
last week? Score said Mississippi State is not very good. SM says RIP Mike Leach. And so, yeah, Mike Leach. Absolutely. But yeah, remind JB who did Washington State play last week?
I don't know. But shit, is Arizona State good catch? Shit.
they played Weber State.
Who?
Oh, Weber State.
Weber.
I ain't no heard of them.
So
Yeah, they got mollywopped. Whoever Weber State is, they got beat 35-3. Woo!
yeah, it's
Right.
all hey for the right team. We can see offenses go out there and score. But I'm gonna tell you what though. One of the biggest things that stood out to me last week that we haven't talked about yet, was Oregon struggling with Idaho. Like they won final score 24-14. If you would have told me that somebody was up 70-0 at halftime, I would have projected that maybe that it's a possibility it could have been Oregon. But they barely scraped by in that one, and that was concerning in my eyes to see because we know Oregon. Let's keep it a buck. We know Oregon. And shout out to Hummus there. See, we got a Buckeye symbol there. Shout out. And then Tony, what's good with you?
What up, my boy TB?
And so, but yeah, that one caught my attention. So I mean, Dylan Gabriel, is he really all that he's hyped up to be? And keep it a buck in the zone. Is he really all that he's hyped up to be?
I gotta see a little bit more.
Gotta see a little bit more.
I gotta see a little bit more. I ain't gonna lie to you. I only got lose some. I just seen him play. I think it was just last week. Shit for real.
So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. It's a long season. Score says Arizona State is better than Mississippi State. Okay. SM says,
Mhm.
oh, for real, Dame did go there. It's a good old Dame, Dollar Dame,
What's
Arizona
his name
State
went there?
Commander.
Jada Daniels went there. Didn't he go there?
Yeah, he went there and they unceremoniously like dumped his stuff into the locker room and stuff. Like I'm talking into the trash can out of his locker and stuff like that when he was on his way out, his former teammates and stuff like that. So I wonder how they feel about that now. Because
Right.
I remember that. That was like, because like Herm Edwards used to be down there at Arizona State. It may not have worked out for him in terms of actually like winning down there, but I feel like he did bring a lot of good guys. It just didn't work out in gel with that team, but worked out, when they went elsewhere afterwards. So
You had Brandon Ayuk too.
good old De Niro. What's good with you?
De Niro,
RC in the
what's the
building.
deal?
Let's see. De Niro says, we'll go ahead and put this one up here. He says, what up, Zoe? You say your nephew is a freshman DB. Okay, Josiah Edmonds from Michigan. You say not gonna play this year, but remember the name. And
Hey,
so
De Niro, tell your nephew I need him on my channel. Tell him let me get him an interview. Is he
oh
from
yeah.
Detroit? Shit, I'll
Let's
interview
see.
his nephew.
And so yeah, well let me know when that interview happens. I'll be sure to stop through for sure.
Heck yeah, he played for
Let's
Michigan
see.
too.
RC says, JB, what's up? Salute you and your panel. And so appreciate that, RC. Braden says, no, Damian Lillard went to Weber State. And so Samuel says the Chiefs Super Bowl champion for 2025? Question mark. What do you guys think? If you
I,
had to take the Chiefs or the field, who you taking?
I think the Chiefs will be the first teams to ever three-peat in the NFL.
Okay, okay.
What you think?
Od,
I hate being real with it. I think KC repeats this year. I think they three-peat, and then you have Nick Wright on TV bragging at Mahomes, the GOAT, blowing him every day, blah, blah, blah.
that
Oh, it's
Mahomes
going to be
Mountain.
worse.
That Mahomes Mountain continues to grow.
Oh, delay. But no, I think KC, the only team I think they can lose to is Ravens or the Bengals, depending on Burrow's health.
Why? Why is everybody so high on the Bengals?
When it comes to KC and playoffs, they're the only team that you could say bested Mahomes.
Yeah, but
That's
that was
playing right now.
3 years
You're,
ago?
you're on to something here, and so you're on to something. And so before I touch on that, I'll
Listen, you gotta
say
have some kind of hope. Now I know how the NFL feel when Brady and Bill was running shit. You gotta last on a little bit of hope.
I feel
As
you.
long as
absolutely.
KC and Buffalo Bills don't win, I'm happy. I don't care any other team can win.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have the DNA. It reminds me of I want to say during the first half of the Brady like dynasty run and stuff, where we won 3 and 4 years, and there was something about the months of like October, November. You know how to win. Now the first couple of weeks and stuff like that. Like I remember one year we opened up the season, the Bills beat us 31-0 and stuff like that. A couple weeks later, lost to the Den Redskins, now Commanders and stuff like that. So we were basically 2-2 at that time, but teams that know how to win, they play their best football later in the year and stuff like that. They know how to win late in the year. And the Chiefs, they know how to win. They have that championship, DNA in them. They figured it out. They know it. It's consistent. They've got the pieces to do it. So it's tough to pull again. Like I'm over here, I'm over here racking my brain. I'm like CJ Stroud. He's just too young to probably do it and stuff like that. I know they picked a lot of
Yeah.
pieces there, but I still got to go Kansas City there. Baltimore, Lamar is gonna until he shows me he can do it in the playoffs. I can't choose them as much as I want to. And as you mentioned for the Cincinnati part, you bring up a good point. You're probably the only other person that has said what JB has thought in his mind when everybody keeps talking about Cincinnati and stuff like that. And it's just like it's a tough division, first of all. Tough division. Got to stay healthy. I feel like it's because we feel like if the Bengals are a playoff team and they play it against Kansas City, we like the odds that they can do it. But for me, it's a tough division. Like
But
Baltimore has to get injured and stuff like that for that to happen. We're overlooking Cleveland, what they did last year and stuff like that. I know with Deshaun Watson at quarterback, that's why I count them out. But let's just say they figure it out at quarterback. That can change things. But
JB, can I ask you a question?
of course.
Like everybody talking about the Bengals. When the Bengals beat the Chiefs that 1 year in the playoff, they had a loaded team on offense. They lost Joe Mixon in free agency. They running game ain't gonna be the same. And they lost Tyler Boyd. We don't know if Jamar Chase is even like that at that wide receiver spot because you play with two other good wide receivers. And you don't know how T. Higgins gonna be this year because this is last year and he wanted the contract. So I don't think like the Bengals not the same Bengals team for 3 years ago. And Joe Burrow played with a loaded offense. The offense ain't loaded no more for Joe B.
Okay.
Can I play devil advocate though, real quick? Because you can say that loaded team, their biggest weakness was that O-line. Say what you want. They drafted a rookie. They signed Trent Brown. They kept Ted there as the center, and their left tackle is pretty good. They replaced him with a backup too. So they have enough pieces in their own line to pick up from the run game. Yeah, Zach Moss ain't like good or nothing, but he can be a good running back, like in the red zone. That's all they're gonna need him for.
I feel you though. I'm just saying. I like Joe B though. Don't get me wrong though, but I've been telling people, man, Joe Burrow, since he been in the NFL, played with a loaded roster. Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, the tight end. They had a nice offense his 4 years in the NFL, man. He ain't got that no more. He ain't got that.
Absolutely. And then odds are, if they did play Kansas City, it'd be down there at Arrowhead Stadium because, quite frankly, Kansas City, you look at their division, I mean, it's an easier path, their division, than going through, the AFC North. So that means push come to shove, it would have to be on the road most likely. But not saying that Cincinnati can't do it, but of course, who's going to bet against Kansas City right now? I remember last year, it was looking pretty bad. Kadarius Toney out there, dropping everything within a 5-mile radius and stuff like that. And then Sky Moore, oh my goodness, Sky Moore was just awful.
Man, we forgetting about. We keep on talking about the Bengals can take down the Chiefs. Can the Bengals even beat the Ravens? If I'm not mistaken, Lamar Jackson got a winning record against the Bengals, and the Bengals can't beat the Browns.
That's their kryptonite there. Their kryptonite.
So that about 3-4 losses right there, and they're gonna have to see one of those teams in the playoff before they even get to the Chiefs. So I don't know, man. I don't think no Bengals, man.
Bengals, Ohio, LSU. Let's see. Parlay, what's good? He says Bengals are high on rookie receiver Jermaine Burton, and so good old Jermaine Burton.
He said trade T. Higgins then. Trade him.
They ain't gonna do that one. they ain't that high on that wide receiver. They ain't that damn high.
I wish they would. I know a team will take them.
Who, y'all?
Hell yeah, come to New England. I'll pay you $32 million.
Y'all, yeah, I would too. That's my boy right there. What's the deal?
Flight, shout out to you. He says y'all about to make me tap in and talk. Hey, feel free to.
That's my guy. He an Eagles fan, man.
Okay, Eagles fan.
He been mad at me, man. I've been dogging his boy Jalen Hurts, man.
Ooh, talk to not JB got him on one of his fantasy teams. I got 3 fantasy teams. I can't remember which one, but what's your thoughts on Jalen Hurts?
Man, he okay, but after that year he went to the Super Bowl, everybody was ready to crown Jalen Hurts. He the best quarterback in the NFL, top woo-woo. Man, he had one good year. Then last year he followed up with a bum year. And the year before he went to the Super Bowl, he ain't played good. Just think about this. Jalen Hurts lost in the playoff to Baker Mayfield.
Basic Baker.
They lost to the Buccaneers, right? One of the Buccaneers, I think, last year.
Baker. Was it the Bucks last year?
It was the Bucks because the Bucks lost to the Lions.
It was.
But like Jalen Hurts only had one good year, man. Like I'm not saying he a bump, but He gotta be right now. He's a roller coaster. He might have a good year this year. The next year he gonna have a down year. What Jalen Hurts do? One good year, one bad year. So I got to see more, man. I'm not on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon yet, man.
So you're saying that contract they gave him was well, a lot of guys got paid that wasn't worth it, but you wouldn't have did that.
They ain't had no choice. He went to the Super Bowl. I would have paid him too. But at the same time, that offense he ran, it surprised the whole NFL. Because the year before that, he wasn't good. Then the year he went to the Super Bowl, he looked like a totally different quarterback.
What I saw last year from Jalen Hurts and stuff like that, and my stance on Jalen Hurts is that I saw last year where I think it was around like it was like towards the last quarter of the season and stuff like that. But really like the last probably like third of the season where he was unable to get the ball to his guys like AJ Brown. You got an AJ Brown out there and stuff like that, and a Devontae Smith. Excellent route runners and stuff like that. AJ with the big body. You just put it in their area code, they're going to go get it. But I started to see like, okay, so for a guy like him, you're definitely going to need to have the best offensive coordinator you can have and stuff like that. So they went out there and got a Saquon and try to make life a little bit easier. So he ain't got to keep, running. You got an option here to where it's a legit offense here. We're not talking about Kenneth Gainswell coming in here on third down and you giving it to him for a buck or two back there and stuff like that. No, we went out. They went out there and got a legitimate running back. So he's got all the pieces that a quarterback could pray for and stuff like that. So if he goes out there this year and he don't perform this year, we're gonna have a real conversation about that. He has too many weapons to go out there and repeat what happened last year.
Then another thing, though, for real, like let's be for real, JB. Are you sold on Kellen Moore being your offensive coordinator?
Oh no!
You talking about running the football? Man, Kellen Moore gonna run the football probably about 8 or 10 times in the game.
I mean, shoot, like if we
Kellen Moore is not no good offensive coordinator, man.
If we keep him to the buck, not a good offensive coordinator, not a good head coach candidate, although somehow his name will get thrown in there every once in a while and stuff like that. But Kellen Moore, JB, is just not sold on.
No,
I have a question. Man. What has he done?
He did good. He did good with Dak in Dallas. That's the only thing he did.
Everybody talks about him as like this next great OC, and he hasn't done shit with anybody other than Dak. Could it be that Dak said, "Okay, I'm taking over"?
RC says the Black Medicine might as well end the show right here. So there'll be no Jalen Hurts slander. Guy is a god.
Man, see, I don't know, man. Like, is he a top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
No.
Nah.
No, he's not. He's not a top 5 quarterback.
He might be. Might not even be top 10.
He I don't know, he might crack that number 10 spot. I don't know. I gotta see more from Jalen Hurts this year, man.
This is
who you taking right now, Dak or Hurts?
I ain't gonna lie. Right now. I'm gonna ask you right. I ain't gonna lie, man. It depends on who my team is. Dak is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts for real.
I mean, regular season. Yeah, yeah, you'll take Dak. But if I'm talking about a team that I feel like gives me the best chance to actually get a Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts and stuff like that. Because I don't trust Dak in the playoffs. So
I feel you.
It don't matter what he does in the regular season.
I feel you though, but the year Jalen Hurts went to the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, the Eagles defense was playing on all top notch. They defense was real good. Getting to the quarterback, getting takeaways, if I'm not mistaken. And they snuck in that crazy offense on everybody. The little touch push shit. That ain't worked last year.
Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna work this year.
Nah.
Kelsey's not there. That touch push, that Buddy Love or Buddy Shove or whatever you want to call it. Hurts ain't getting his booty pushed no more.
This man, I can't believe this man said this in the chat.
Hold on, let me go ahead and get this one up real quick. So he says last year he was bad with the turnovers. That's it. Remember, he had 2 1,000-yard receivers, and he had a 15 rushing touchdowns last year. Got to clean up the turnovers, and so, I mean, yeah, that's a big part of it. That's a big part of it. And so, and remember, I was focused on the last third of the season. and stuff like that. Because prior to that, they started off pretty good and stuff like that, but it was that final third portion of the season where it was really like eye opening and stuff like that. All right, let's see. Black says Kellen Moore to Florida State. All right, so let's see. Sports says JB, you're not sold on Kellen. He had a top offense in the league twice with the Cowboys. I mean, he got to be good at something. And so being good because you look at the Cowboys, all right? So a guy like Dak Prescott, at this point, all the knack that Dak Prescott gets, what do we know about Dak? He can go out there and he can rack up yards in a blowout game. He can rack up yards when they're trailing late in that fourth quarter and stuff like that, and get points and stuff. But in the big matchups where they really, really need him to step forward, that's his limitation. But that's who he is as a quarterback. We accept that from him. I accept it a little bit from Kirk Cousins and stuff like that, just understanding this is who these guys are and stuff like that. So statistically speaking, yes. But when it comes to the playoffs, that's a different beast, a different animal. That's where it comes down to your coordinator being able to actually make the plays to help you win the game and put you in position to win the game and stuff that people talk about, guys like, Kyle Shanahan and stuff like that and all the stuff that they do, throughout the regular season and stuff. But to win a Super Bowl, it just takes a guy like an Andy Reid and stuff like that to actually win a Super Bowl. So I'm just talking about in terms of winning an actual Super Bowl and stuff like that. Now, if we want to just go off a regular season, can they put up the numbers in a regular season that don't equate to a championship? Sure. We'll give them that. We'll give them that. But
Hey,
for actual meaningful playoff games, I view it differently.
hey, can I piggyback on what you said, JB, to this question?
Yeah.
He said when Kellen Moore was a OC, he had the top offense twice in the league, right? When Kellen Moore left the Cowboy, Dak Prescott was running up for the MVP and ain't miss a beat. When Kellen Moore went to the Chargers, the offense went to shit. The offense was horrible when Kellen Moore was calling plays. It didn't look like that last year, even though they had a bad head coach. Their offense looked way better before Kellen Moore put his hands on the offense. He ain't do nothing. That's like me being the OC and talking about I'm about to coach Patrick Mahomes. Like, what you really doing?
Like Matt Nagy.
Yeah, no, Kellen Moore is not that good of a coach, man. You're gonna learn the hard way though. You're gonna find out sooner than later.
Well, I hope that's not the case. I got a lot of Eagles on my fantasy team, so I hope that they do
Oh
perform
man.
pretty high. All right, let's see. Samuel says Jalen Hurts from Alabama.
Yeah.
Black says going to be real funny when the Patriots draft DJ. That's not happening. that's not happening. We're gonna shut that down right now. That is not gonna happen. We'd rather run it back with Joe Milton III back there than to do something like this. All right, let's see. RC says JB and Zoe, how y'all feeling? Then if the Eagles take the season opener loss to the Packers, you said reason to worry or absolutely not. And so you want to answer this one first, Zoe, or you want me to go? Let
You
me
could
add
go.
Ode back here to this one.
You could go first.
You back, Ode?
Oh, I'm back. My bad.
All right, perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna answer this one first and stuff like that. Should they be concerned basically if they take an opening season loss to the Packers? No. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Packers are definitely one of the better teams in the NFC and stuff like that. And so it's early season, week one, and stuff like that. A lot of guys, just gelling and stuff like that. So if they were to take a loss, I mean, last year Eagles made the playoffs, but if you remember the first game that they played last year, who they played against? Mac Jones and the Patriots. And Mac Jones and the Patriots was one or two completions away from pulling up the upset and stuff like that. So it's just week one. You got to remember that. So you don't weigh too much into one, especially against a team that is already, packing themselves with the Packers. And so that's my thoughts on it. Zoe?
Man, I think if the Eagles lose to the Packers in week one, I think somebody need to be worried, man, because it's gonna come down to the playoff seed in the NFC, man. The NFC gonna be way better this year compared to last year. Last year, the NFC was a hot mess. This year, the NFC will be much better, man. And if they lose to the Packers, a baby team compared to the Eagles, with a Super Bowl appearance quarterback in Jalen Hurts, with all them damn weapons on offense, how did y'all lose to the Packers? That means the offense ain't delivered. You got all them toys on offense, and you lost to a team with no damn number one wide receiver. Who is the Packers' number one receiver?
That's the question mark. I don't think they know at this point.
That's what I'm saying. How you lose to the Packers?
Old man, your thoughts?
Oh, if the Eagles lose to this Packers, and if I remember correctly, I think they like the third or the second youngest team in the NFL still. The Packers, all around. If they lose, like Zoe said, they need to be worried. The head coach needs to be worried. Maybe the owner needs to come down and say, "Hey, we gotta win the champion. We gotta win it this year, or you might need to go." Because you can't keep going and going and going to the playoffs and losing when you have all this talent around you. You have a super team around you this year. Yeah, your old line might be a little messed up, but you got Barkley, you got Brown, and you got Smith. That should be enough. If you put Mahomes back there, they win the Super Bowl. You put
And
a
they got
top 10 quarterback behind there, they win the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Hell, you bring old ass Brady out. Brady's gonna go to the Super Bowl with that team.
And they got Dawson, old man, the receiver from the Redskins.
Oh, I'm pissed about that. Don't even get me going. That's why I skipped them.
Why y'all ain't get him?
Don't even
Get
get
who?
me going.
Yo, Patriots.
Get who? My bad. I was looking. I was reading the comments,
Oh,
but
I'm talking about Jahad Dawson, the receiver from the Commanders.
we good.
You
We
don't like
good.
Dawson?
I I feel like he's in a better spot for the Eagles because he can't be the number one guy. He should not be the number one guy. Shouldn't be the number two guy. What do we need right now? We got a bunch of 3s and 4s and stuff like that. We got that, but we need a number one. And unfortunately, Dotson not there right now. All right. So for his career's sake, it's a good thing he didn't get shipped here. So otherwise,
Oh,
he's gonna end up being an experiment like the Kill Harry or something like that. So he made the right move going to the Eagles. Best thing for him.
we on difference on that, JB. Me personally, I would have taken Dodson over Baker, over KJ, over Booty, over Thornton. I would have taken him over all four of those players.
And let me ask y'all the question about one of y'all wide receiver I took in my fantasy league. A receiver poke or something like that.
The second round pick out of Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, Polk.
Is
So,
he
okay.
is he supposed to be good?
We might have to we might have to put the groundworks on what's considered good and stuff like that. Good by
Well,
Patriot standards or good by the NFL standards. There's two different standards that we can
What about
apply for that.
fantasy league?
hey, and you cool and everything, so I'm going to keep it 100 with you. First, you're dumb for even taking anybody on New England other than Stevenson.
Now somebody told me
I'm gonna put it like this. If you're gonna take a chance on anybody on the Patriots receiver that could
Pop,
emerge,
Douglas.
Pop would have been it because he, towards the last couple of weeks of the season in the NFL, had the third most yards after catch and stuff like that. So Pop Douglas would have been the one. Demario Douglas is his name. Would have been the one to target because right now, Polk, although I expect that he's going to grow, but I mean, let's be real. Jacoby Brissett's throwing in the ball here. I'm projecting he's probably going to throw for maybe 659. I'm sorry, catch 659 receiving yards. Maybe get like I don't know, like 3-4 touchdowns and stuff like that. But Douglas will be that guy that I feel like will emerge as the number one targeted receiver in that
man,
offense when it's all said
Polk
and
about to
done.
have a breakout year, man.
I hope you're right.
I hope you're right.
Breakout
I
year.
hope you're right.
I hope I'm
I
right
do.
But
too.
for real though, if you're doing fantasy, the only people I would draft for New England: Stevenson, Henry, Pop, and maybe KB. Other than that, stay away from them.
If you're trying to win,
And and if you have a punter in your fantasy, take our punter.
yeah, I keep it to Stevenson. My board keeps it to Stevenson. Then towards the last rounds, if I see someone that's like, all right, like, yeah, okay, so Douglas, all right. But yeah. All right,
Damn.
let's see. Black says, dude is Kellen Moore, Eric Bieniemy 2.0. I keep
That's a
forgetting
good
where Eric
comparison.
Bieniemy's at, bro. Like I keep forgetting where Eric Bieniemy's at,
He in
man.
college, I think.
I know he's at a college, but I can't remember which college is Eric Bieniemy at and
They
stuff
did
like
EP
that.
bowl, man.
They
EP got
did.
did bowl.
They did. All right, let's see. Black says, "Oh, you wouldn't want the Pats to consider Kellen Moore for a position even after the years of Bill O'Brien and Mac Pork Chop Patricia."
Give me Matty P.
No more Matty P's for me. I'm good. I'm good on all
Hey,
of that.
y'all
We'll
can
get
hate.
someone
You
new.
can all hate on Matty P, but that dude scored 17 points per game on an average. Bill
He said
O'Brien
17 points.
was like, I think it was 10 at best per game. So Matty
Shit.
P actually looked way better than Billy O did. And what's crazy is past fans need to realize this. We are basically running the same offense Matty P did, except a little bit different. Like couple
I'm a
different plays.
I'm gonna put it like this. All right, this is how I view it. And so JB's gonna keep it a buck. It's like you get a car, right? You got a car. It's nothing flashy and stuff like that. Let's just say it's like a Cadillac and stuff like that. So you got your car, and the first person who drives it, they drive it off a cliff and stuff like that. And you look at the car, everything messed up. And so it's a lot of damage on it. And then they hand it to the next person. The next person, the better driver, but the car already messed up and stuff like that. Matt Patricia messed up Mac Jones. I watched that game where New England played Indianapolis. I mean, as an offensive coordinator, I can't throw the ball for you. Mac Jones just completely overthrew a guy 5 yards in front of him. And it wasn't Mac Jones all on Mac Jones' fault because Matt Patricia ruined him. It got so bad, my man had to call, Nick Saban like save me. And Nick's like, I can't do nothing for you. I can just talk to coach, but I can't do nothing for you. He had to call Bama and ask for some help because the man couldn't rely on Matt Patricia. And that ruined his development. So what I'm saying is that Bill O'Brien, and I hate the fact y'all make me defend this, man. I hate the fact y'all making me do this. But Bill O'Brien was handed a car that was already falling apart, already in shambles. So that is why Matty P probably had more, success in terms of points per game because Matt Patricia is the reason that Mac Jones got that bad and developed all
So
those bad habits.
so who was the defense coordinator calling offensive plays?
That was
Matty
Matt
P.
Patricia.
Oh yeah, that was
Joe
crazy.
Kenzo.
Hmm.
Like what made
But
Bill?
wait
What
a
made?
minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead and zone. You
No, I
go
ain't about to
ask
say
the
nothing.
question.
I ain't about to say nothing.
You could say Matty P broke Mac, right? You could say that. Or you can say Mac Stone was a cocky dude in his head that needed everything. Look at Alabama offense. He had one of the best O lines, best receiving cores, best run game in college. He comes to New England, they run Josh McDaniels playbook. So easy, right off the book. It's the most easiest playbook in the history of an NFL that defensive players were calling it. You bring Matty P in, you draft for a Shanahan like offense. Max Jones should know what he's doing, but he's in his head saying that I don't think Max Jones was broken by Matty P. I think he was broken coming out of year one, thinking he was king shit, and reality hit him that he's nothing but a backup.
Probably so, but damn, a defensive coordinator though.
I'm gonna put it like this also. Some other factors to consider as well is your number one receiver was supposed to be Devontae Parker. Don't get me started on Devontae Parker
Oh no,
and
Well,
stuff like that.
That's Bill's fault.
And so and that
that
that that's
was
that played a role. That played a role because you took away Myers, who was the only guy he was comfortable throwing the ball with. Tried to replace him with Juju. That didn't work. I can get why they tried to do it and stuff like that, but in hindsight, that didn't work. You took away the one guy he was comfortable with, gave him a terrible offensive line and stuff like that, and say, "Here, we know that you have limitations to your game, but rather than do like the Dolphins did with Tua and build around it, because that's what you do with your quarterback. It's their job to support him and stuff like that. If you identify that this is your franchise quarterback, if he needs all those weapons like a Brock Purdy and stuff like that, it's your job as a team to get him those weapons and stuff like that. Bryce Young down there in Carolina, it was their job to get him some weapons and stuff like that, so that way he can go out there and show what he's capable of doing. But I'm saying that Mac Jones didn't he lost his confidence before he could really showcase what he was doing because he was limited by the roster around him, by the having a defensive coordinator that's over there calling plays and stuff like that. There's a reason why we have specialists that focus on defense and specialists that focus on offense and stuff like that. I love, going to work, and then if I see a guy that's in IT, I don't want the guy that's working in IT to be the guy that's fixing my car if he ain't got no experience fixing the car. Get me a mechanic to come and fix my car and let the IT person fix the IT stuff and stuff like that. So not having receivers, which really was the reason why Tom Brady left and stuff like that. I mean, Tom Brady played it smooth and stuff like that. Like, oh, I want to come back. Bill doesn't want me. But let's keep it a buck. He left because he signed to kill Harry. He didn't want to throw the ball to that man. He didn't want the ball. He didn't want the man on the field and stuff like that. And we was doing that. We brought in what? Guys like Philip Dorsett to play receivers. You remember Philip Dorsett? Philip Dorsett and stuff like that. It got so bad, JB couldn't even play Madden anymore. Couldn't play Madden online anymore because guys, because I couldn't even throw the ball on there. So I can imagine a
Like,
quarterback in a real situation, like
like, New England been so bad over the years. Well, probably since forever. Why you just won't trade for a wide receiver that's already been in the NFL, that been established already, like a
oh, you
AJ
want to talk
Brown,
about one?
a
You talking about?
Stephon Diggs?
Are you talking about Wolf and Mayo, or are you talking about Belichick and Kraft? Because if you
I'm
talking
talking.
about Belichick and Kraft, Belichick ego got in front of him, and Belichick, the CM, got Belichick, the head coach, fired. Kraft,
Mhm.
people can say what they want. Oh, he's spending now. He's spending now because they have so much money to spend in 3 years. So why not do what he always do and blow the money in the first 2 years? Kraft is a sheep mother, you know what? The dude helps off on the field. He's a great owner. I love what he does for the communities, what he did for Buffalo during COVID. He did all this to help everybody out. But when day comes down of it, he's a sheepo bastard because you know why? Tom Brady took so much money for less. In the long run, it helped New England, but right now, and when he left, it hurt New England.
Mhm.
Because in Belichick's mind and Kraft's mind, oh, well, the greatest player's taking less money. Why should I pay you when Tom's taking 1/3 of what he deserves?
You're right.
You can't be
Shit,
thinking that no more. And
shit.
I'm
right
a,
now, why we can't get a receiver to come now, even though we offer Brandon Ayuk $32 million per year or $30 million per year on a 3-year contract, is because how bad Belichick GM left New England.
Yeah,
He
but
never wanted Max Jones. Kraft wanted Max Jones. Belichick felt like, listen, you're holding me down. You're trying to screw me. You make me out to look like a bad guy. And in my personal opinion, I think Belichick says, you know what? After you, Kraft, I'm destroying your boy that you want. And like, he bought him Matt Patricia. He bought him Bill O'Brien the next year. I think Bill personally was done with it. I think they was just around to see if he could break the record.
yeah, but shit. You can't expect me to take a pay cut. Cause Tom Brady took a pay cut and Tom Brady's wife make buku money. Like
Oh,
what?
I get it. I
mhm.
get it, but you had to
Exactly.
look. You had to look at their view. Look at Belichick and look at Kraft's view of it. You had the goat, the greatest quarterback of all time, getting paid 1/3 of the money. Why the am I going to look at a receiver who wants to get top money when I can bring in anybody off the side of the road and Brady's
Let
going to make him look like a wide receiver one?
let me chime in on this. Let me chime in. It's like let me tap in here. So, all right. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off of all that old said right there. And so, from what I've seen from Bill Belichick over the years, I feel like Bill Belichick is the reason why the NFL adapted having multiple running backs, not because we wanted to keep the running back healthy, but because we didn't want to pay one running back so much money and stuff like that. So we continuously, I remember we had LeGarrette Blunt. My man ran out there and led the league in rushing touchdowns. And how did we reward the man? Bill tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, bro, I need you to take a pay cut. Need you to take a pay cut, bro." Again, back to back years. And I was like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, what do you do? I said, the man led the league in rushing touchdowns. What else do you want from him? And you gonna tell
Oh,
me you gotta take a pay cut? Like, but it's not only that. And then guys like, Wes Welker and stuff like that, they had their successes, but then we were able to, replace him with a guy who was a quarterback at the collegiate level. So Bill's like, you know what? I'm on to something. Sometimes having early success or success doing things a certain way will mess you up in the long run and stuff like that. Like I know a guy who I've seen in fantasy football who continuously takes a quarterback in the first round. Why? Because one year we had 20 people in the league, so a quarterback was enough to win. And so he continuously makes the same mistake every year of drafting the quarterback because he had success that one time doing it. And so, but we developed some horrible, horrible habits. But Bill does not believe in paying a wide receiver the money that he's due and stuff like that. That's one of his principles. He will not spend money on a wide receiver. That's what held us back.
damn.
And
So
throw this point in too. Crafts don't like paying staff members. If you look at, you ask why did they bring in Matty P and Joe Judge? Well, Lions were paying Matty P. New York Giants were still paying Joe Judge. So in a way, they getting paid. Let me come in there and say, hey, you come work with me. I'm not gonna give you a title because if I give you a title, that means I have to pay you. But if I
ooh,
don't give you a title, I don't
mm,
have to pay you.
mm.
So why am I gonna go pay a OC $10 million when I got Tom Brady or I got Matt Jones who looked good in his 1 year? I can bring in and I can do it my way. That's why I said Bill the CM got Bill the head coach fired.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Listen to y'all and reading the chat. The New England Patriots is in trouble for a long time to come, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
It,
Damn,
Yeah.
you don't want to pay no coaches.
You know what? He brings up a good point because I think it was Brian Flores. Was he the defensive coordinator? Or was it Gerard Mayo? To where they didn't have to, maybe both. They didn't have the title defensive coordinator, and Bill's like, oh, we're not going to, assign an actual
it was
title there
both
and
of
stuff
them.
like. Yeah, both of them, both of them.
And
Oh
And
that's
I was
wow.
why what's
like,
his name? That's why the Flores left. He even
mm-hmm.
said I would have stayed in New England because basically they gave me the same deal as Haas did. If you stay, you're the next man up. Well, he got tired of waiting and tired of not getting titles and getting that big money. He left.
That's why y'all hired Gerard Mayo. His ass was cheap, huh?
No, and Mayo got picked because Belichick and Crack picked Mayo to take over. The plan was, and I had people tell me this that who worked in the stadium for New England, and Tommy Cohen, who knows Crack closely, all came out and said it. The plan was for Mac Jones not to suck, like to come in, have a good year. They had down year. This year was supposed to be Bill O'Brien taking over the offense, Mayo's taking over the defense. Bill sucks tail for the ride basically. Get that head coaching record and go in the sunset and Mayo takes over, runs the defense. Bill O'Brien runs the offense. Well, when you basically look like the worst team in the NFL and fans are threatening not to show up to the stadium, not to buy tickets, who's here left to take the fall? Brady's not here left to take the fall. Crafts ain't gonna come out and say, "Yeah, we deserve the blame." I'm out here talking about Lamar Jackson wants to be a Patriot because Meek Mill said it. Motherfucker, fuck out of here. At the end of the day, it comes down to this: New England ran the NFL for 20 plus years. It's time for us to look in the mirror and look at facts. It's our time to suck again. We might be in
Yeah.
a we are finally doing an official rebuild. It's gonna take 45 years. New England will come back as long as Drake May is him.
I ain't gonna lie to you, old man. I'm gonna be real with you. I like you. JB, my guy. Drake May is not that. He is not that guy. Drake May
Oh,
pocket.
you
I ain't gonna lie to you. Just wait. Wait to see when he get out there. Drake May pocket present is horrible. If you watch Drake May play last year, he should have threw a lot more interception than what he really did throw for. Drake
I
May
feel
is
you, man.
Drake May is not a good quarterback to me, man. But y'all gonna find out the hard way. Y'all gonna find out the hard way.
But in the defense, can you look at his team and look at the round? I look at this way. Drake May upside is so high. I would be fine if he sat for you and New
Was
England get the team on. Because
his,
he straight out look at the offensive line he played with in college. They were sucky. They were
so
worse than New England.
his upside to you would be who? Josh Allen. Let me guess. It's Josh
No,
Allen, ain't it?
no.
Who is it?
Justin Herbert / Drew Bledsoe.
Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Man, ain't no way. No.
Oh yeah.
You say
I
How?
no?
see Hobo. I see
No.
Hobo in the gameplay.
Let's be for real, old man. Drake May ain't do nothing at North Carolina. I'm not
I said
taking
his
nothing in football at North
upside.
Carolina. Upside, it would get you fired. I'm gonna be real with you.
If you're cracked right now, you look in the mirror and say you got to rebuild.
Just wait
If
for
you
a
get the
quarterback.
I'm gonna put it like
nah,
this. I'm gonna put it like this.
I'm taking May over McCarthy.
Who?
I'm taking
Over
Drake May
McCarthy.
over JJ.
Don't do that, old. Okay, that what you say. That what you say today on the 4th of
No,
September.
I said it in your stream, brother.
I'm
Higher
saying
stream.
though, you saying that now, but at the end, next year will tell. Hell, this year you gonna see Drake May play this year. But
Oh
my
yeah,
thing is,
he's
but
gonna look good, and then he's gonna look horrible because your
but
line.
but no, but my whole thing is though, old man, if you know your roster is horrible on offense, defense, no weapons, no nothing. Why wouldn't you trade down to get more picks to build your roster up, then get your quarterback? Because next year you're gonna have a top pick. You could have got a quarterback next year, and you could have got a top wide receiver. You could have got a nice offensive lineman. You could have you could have got some picks in next year's draft. You could have 2 first-round draft picks in this year upcoming draft. Because you're gonna have the first pick next year.
Nah, I think Panthers, but
Yeah, y'all gonna be top 4.
I got top 3 and Will
Yeah, but
Campbell.
you could have had 2 first-round picks and you got your offensive lineman, got your receiver later in the round in this past NFL draft, and get your quarterback next year.
Oh, I feel you on that. Me personally, I'm taking May. I would have taken May. I think May was the
Yeah.
right thing. Plus, you have to look at this way. Kraft picked Mac Jones. If you listen to the rumors, and if you listen to Kraft when he came out, when they asked him 2 days before the draft, what do you think New England should do? Always starts at the quarterback. If you look at all these teams, they got a good mobile quarterback who can throw on the run, this and this. Kraft made sure he was taking a quarterback. Even I can guarantee you this, I would willing to bet all the money I have. If Wolf looked at the Kraft and said, "Hey, I think we should take the Vikings trade," or "Hey, we should take New York Giants trade," I think there and then Wolf would have got told, "Go sit down."
So can I ask y'all this question, y'all New England Patriots fan? What
Feel
if
free.
Joe Milton looked better than Drake May once everything play out? Like
Well,
next year, because I'm pretty sure next year they're gonna battle for that probably number 1, number 2 quarterback spot at New England. But what happened to Joe Milton took the work in this offseason and looked better than Drake May. And Joe Milton might not look that good, but he looked better than Drake May.
well, when you say look better and stuff like that, if it's close, obviously we're going to get the nod to Drake May in that
Right.
scenario. So it would have to be significantly. And when I say significantly better, to where we realize, like, hey, it's very noticeable, like the team is responding like much higher with Joe Milton for that to be the case there. But I feel like in that scenario, it may not even be anything in terms of, like, like Drake May struggling or anything like that. It could just be Joe Milton the third just really getting it together. Because I'm gonna say this, 2 years ago, I had 2 quarterbacks that in my mind I thought they were going to end up being bust based upon what I saw from them at the college level and stuff like that. Will Levis, he was one of them. Anthony Richardson was another. At the collegiate level, they didn't show me anything that made. I mean, yes, they had athleticism, but I thought, like, okay, that's why they're getting hyped up. Anthony Richardson, all legs and stuff like that. But I was like, how's he gonna do as a passer and stuff like that? And the small sample size we saw last year, small sample size, was enough for me to be like, okay, maybe some guys are just better at the pro level than they are at the collegiate level and stuff like that. It's just something about it. Some games transfer better than others and stuff like that. Because Anthony Richardson, I thought he was going to be a
Yeah,
bust and
I'm
stuff
not
like
sold.
that.
I'm not sold on him though. For he ain't do nothing. Like, I don't know. We gonna. I hope Drake may work out for y'all though, for real.
We, we
Yeah,
appreciate that.
I ain't no Drake. I was never a Drake May fan.
Let's see,
I'm
we do
happy
have.
y'all took him though. I'm happy y'all did take him.
It seems like we got the quarterbacks that we wanted. We'll see how it plays out. I'm pretty sure 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, we'll be back on here talking about whether or not it worked out and stuff. All right,
Yeah,
let's
he can.
see. Milton to Scrub. SM says that May has a lot of potential. And so, well, tell me this, all right? Speaking of potential and stuff like that, because a lot of quarterbacks got paid based upon their potential. Trevor Lawrence is the first one that comes to mind when I think of a quarterback that got paid off of potential. I feel like Jalen Hurts, when he got paid off of what he did out there. But I feel like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, those guys got paid off of what they can potentially do someday. So how do we feel about that? Is that the right move to make pay a guy based upon what he, potentially can do and stuff like that? Or how do you find that middle ground off of what he can do and what he's done?
Who going first? You, me, old man.
Oh, we'll
You
let you
want
go
to be?
first.
Man, I ain't
You
gonna
go
lie
for
to
it.
you. Like Justin Herbert, his situation was different compared to the head coach and the OC, but they paid him too fast and too early. But I understand why you did with Justin Herbert. But Trevor Lawrence, he showed you what he is. Trevor Lawrence is not a good quarterback. Trevor Lawrence last year, and I made a video before the season started and said Jacksonville would not make the playoff. Houston will take them. They will take their playoff spot. Trevor Lawrence had like a 3 or 4 game lead on Houston to win the division, and they crumbled at the end. And Trevor Lawrence was on a rookie deal for 4 years, and y'all could not win with Trevor Lawrence on a rookie deal. And you paying this man all of this money. So how are you going to win with Trevor Lawrence now after he taking what he got paid? I'm not paying you off of potential and what I think you can do, especially if you tied to the head coach. Like Doug Peterson ain't gonna get fired. This man done won a Super Bowl, and he crumbled with Trevor Lawrence last year. I would have traded Lawrence for 2 first-round draft picks and started over, and I would have handpicked my own quarterback. Cause this ain't my guy. I had no faith in Trevor Lawrence, man. And Trevor Lawrence ain't did nothing in the NFL to get paid what he got paid. I'd have
Mhm.
paid his ass like 35. I'm gonna give you some money. But you ain't getting no 54, no 55. I'll give you a 3-year deal for 35. Then after your 2-year or 1 year, we go back to the drawing board. And I will make you the higher paid quarterback in the NFL, man. I will even give you 3 or 4 million extra just because you took this deal. Gamble on yourself. If not, I'm trading your ass.
Gamble on yourself. Ode, your thoughts?
Oh, me personally, you know how I feel about Lawrence. I think he is overrated. In fact, I think if Mac Jones went to the 49ers coming from Alabama, everybody be calling Mac Jones the best quarterback out of that draft. The Jaguars screwed themselves. They did was they to me, they basically paid Daniel Jones. That's how I look at Trevor Lawrence. I don't think he's much better than Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones is about to be a backup QB who's pulling his cousin move, robbing people from $40 million. That's what he should be
Oh
getting paid.
man.
No, $55 million per year. What's wrong with you, Jaguars? You are so stupid.
Mediocre. Doug Peterson. No,
Exactly.
Doug ain't getting fired.
Oh no, he ain't getting fired. What's crazy
Uh-uh.
is though, I think if Lawrence does not play good this year, I think they might bring back Max Jones because Tony Khan, the son of the owner of the Jags, is a big Max Jones fan. Like he owns AEW, and that's the only reason why I know because he owns a wrestling company, and my nephew watches it. He has a Max Jones Alabama, Max Jones Jaguars jersey hung up. So I think they might try to go Max Jones if Lawrence doesn't show up and they trade his ass.
I wouldn't have paid him. I wouldn't have. I let him make Jones duke it out. I would have paid him. Jordan Love.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But what about Tua? How do we feel about Tua getting paid?
You going old man or me?
I'll go. I think Tua's a good quarterback, and I wouldn't pay him what they paid him because to me personally, he didn't take the step up until you got Hill and you got Watt out there, where you can just throw it deep and they can come up and grab it. I wouldn't have paid him that, but the Dolphins were stuck. What are you gonna do? You're paying everybody else. You just gave Hill more money. You paid Waddle. If you didn't pay Tua, he could have looked at you and said, "Well, guess what? I want out." Or he could have put a Dak Prescott and said, "Guess what? You're gonna overpay me like you did."
Okay. Zoe?
I ain't gonna lie to you, old man. I wouldn't have paid Tua nothing. Tua can't be no team with a winning record. He can't play in the cold. What are we doing? Tua is not a damn good quarterback. I rather would have paid Dak Prescott because at the end of the day, if I'm not mistaken, don't Miami got some different type of taxes?
Oh, down there in Florida? No
Yeah, they
state
got
taxes?
different. Yeah, they taxes are different. That's why Sue went down
It
there.
depends.
Yeah,
It
no
depends
state
on the location because I know
Yeah,
Tampa is
yeah,
tax
Miami.
free.
Yeah, Miami Dolphins taxes is different. So you could have paid Dak Prescott about 55 or 50 or 52, and he would got majority of his money. I would not have paid Tua, man. Tua got an injury history. He can't beat the Buffalo Bills. What are we doing? We've seen this before. I hate when teams feel like they are stuck with a quarterback and you have to pay him. For what? Who gonna give you 2 first-round draft pick for Tua?
No one.
Who is going to pay Tua?
Giants, maybe?
Dolphins.
The Giants probably, but hell no, he can't play in no New York in the cold.
Raiders.
Probably, but the Raiders gonna look like we could get a cheaper quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, Raiders going to keep. Yeah,
like
they wanted
nobody.
Jaden Daniels.
Tua ain't had no big demand out there. Tua ain't did nothing in NFL, man. He got fast wide receivers.
And to a defense, he has owned New England, so that's probably why they paid him.
Yeah, but hell, oh man, I own New England at this damn point.
I understand. I'm saying I agree with you. They stupid for doing it.
I wouldn't have paid him,
that's
man.
why they paid him.
I wouldn't. I really want to see this though. I want to see is the 49ers going to be the first team that take a stand on that quarterback position. Because the 49ers cannot pay Brock with the rest of these quarterbacks getting paid. If so, the 49ers are going to lose 3 top players on that roster. Probably Debo, probably Trent Richardson, he older, and probably Fred Warner on that linebacker. He's probably going to be gone. Or I don't know. I don't know, man, because I don't. Brock Purdy, Brock ain't worth no damn 55 or 60 million.
Oh no.
And they talking about he looking at 60 mil next year. Like, what is we doing? We just paying quarterback just because of what?
Because he's the next man up.
Next man up. He ain't do no different what Jimmy G did.
I understand. Like, look at Dak. He's about to get 60, 65 million easily.
But it's crazy though, because you look at the wide receiver market. CeeDee Lamb ain't paying Justin Jefferson.
I couldn't find anything. Wow. The only reason why I think Jefferson's making enough money is because your Vikings looked at them and said, "Hey, he's our best player."
But still, though, the next man up, right? CeeDee Lamb should have Brandon Ayuk should have overjumped them.
Brandon Ayuk.
You can say quarterbacks more.
The next man up, like it's the next man up, right?
I understand. It's the next man up when it's quarterback, not when it's receivers or your best player on your team.
I mean, because everybody else is forced to be more, realistic at their position, and so
blame the Browns.
I remember LaShawn McCoy was talking, just talking. He was saying, back in his day, he knew Adrian Peterson was better and stuff like that, so he wasn't going to ask for no AP type of money. But these guys are more realistic about, where they rank and stuff like that. So for them, it's not just the next man up automatically gets that highest paid and stuff like that. But the quarterback, they're on a completely different ballgame. It's like everybody else, you play one way, quarterbacks, you get this. Like, just because you're a quarterback, you're the guy. Because we keep hyping up the importance of the quarterback. Everybody hypes it up, which quarterbacks, obviously, they are important. We get that. But are they like 80% of the team type of importance and stuff like that? Nah, I seen Peyton Manning during his best years, and all like that. When he broke that Marino record, they ain't win no Super Bowl that year. Why? Because he ain't had no team around him. No defense. All the money went to the offense. No defense. It takes a team. That's what Brady understood and stuff like that. It takes a team. Got to spread the wealth around. But a lot of people convince themselves that, hey, we have to give this quarterback the bank. It's the quarterback. It's just what you do
Man, I
and
can't
stuff
do
like
it,
that.
man. Like we never seen this in the past couple of years. We never seen the 49ers play with a high paid quarterback on their roster for real. We used to the 49ers playing with a cheap quarterback, and they get to build around that roster with the best O line, the best D line, the best linebackers. We never seen the 49ers pay the quarterback all this money. That's why the 49ers been so good this year. And for a good example, the Bengals gonna be the prime example or what happened when you pay that quarterback all that money and you lose your weapons. Joe Mixon and Tyler Boyd is gone. The Bengals is going to feel it this upcoming season. Because T. Higgins ain't going to be out there all in them games. T. Higgins is on a 1-year deal. T. Higgins is going to have a toenail ache. He going to be missing a couple of weeks. I'm telling you that right now. He will not play all in them games. And we're going to see what Jamar Chase can do. Because Jamar Chase right now, he want Justin Jefferson money.
All right, we'll let anybody answer this question here. Did anyone else like the Chargers under 8.5 wins at plus 100?
Oh, that's money
So,
right there.
and so I,
That's
I was
money.
thinking that. I was thinking
That's
that's
money.
money. Sounds good to me.
That's easy money right there.
That's money.
So we all agree. Parlay. Let's see. Black says, bruh, some names in the chat. Oh, yes. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, just getting caught up on a couple comments here. But man, I mean, all right, so we didn't discuss Jordan Love. So if you guys want to talk about this, Jordan Love deserved the money that he got.
You going first?
We'll let O start.
I'll go for it. To me, I would have paid Love. For the last 10 weeks, if you look at him stat wise, he played like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Yes, you could say the other teams didn't have tape on him. He didn't play that much. He sat behind A-Rod and all this. Packers themselves are a very young team. In their shoes right now, they can afford to pay Love even if it doesn't work out. In 3 to 4 years, they can always grab another quarterback if it doesn't work out. Me personally, I would have paid Love just for his potential to what he can be.
Yeah, I would have paid Love too though, but at the end of the day, that's the Green Bay Packers' fault, man. You played with Aaron Rodgers too damn long on Jordan Love rookie deal, and Jordan Love did what he did. I believe he took a 1-year deal for like 20-something million, so they had to pay him. And Jordan Love looked good. Like Jordan Love is a quarterback that got some upside. Oh man, you talking about upside? Jordan Love had the upside. I seen enough out of Jordan Love, especially in the playoff game. Like he can ball. He can ball, especially if you get that man a true number 1 wide receiver. Or I don't know, is somebody going to emerge from their wide receiver room?
That's what they
Who's
need,
going to
someone
take?
to merge.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That might can happen. But for right now, yeah, Jordan Love look good. He looked good. You had to pay Jordan Love. He looked better than the rest of them young quarterbacks that got paid.
Right. And I mean, a part of that too, as you mentioned before, like you gotta make up for the time that you really just kept trying to appease Aaron Rodgers and all like that. And you wasted that window of having them for cheap. So now that you got a little sample size, this was all you really could afford to see at this point. What was left there because you waited too long there. So now you have to gamble and assume that this is truly who he is, and he's only gonna, elevate and stuff like that. You have to take that risk at this point.
You got to, man. You got to, man. I like Jordan Love. Jordan Love look okay. I'm happy. I'm mad. I'm happy he got paid though, but I'm mad because it seemed like the Green Bay Packers found another down quarterback again.
Again.
Like they keep on doing that, man. Like, dang. Man.
Oh man.
It's all right, New York Jets. You'll have your quarterback again in 10 years.
Who?
New York Jets will have the quarterback again.
I don't know. I don't know. How y'all feel about the Jets?
Ooh. Oh, you can go first with this one.
If A-Rod goes down, they've done for it. Yeah, they won 7-8 games, but they ain't winning no Super Bowl. This year, I think if A-Rod decides to play next year, I think the head coach is gone. I think the head coach, the GM, I think the owner's gonna get rid of everybody because you can already tell A-Rod's not happy. He does not even want them around. You could, if you watch his
Oh, for
practice,
real? I ain't
he
see that.
stays away. Oh, he stays away from the head coach. He don't like him. He'll put on that fake Aaron Rodgers face. That oh yeah, everything's perfectly fine. No, homie, everything's not fine. You waiting to go back to your dark room for another 2 to 3 days. Aaron
Okay.
Rodgers is a diva. Like he is a diva. If you ask old school teammates of him, Greg Jennings even says he is one of the biggest divas ever. You
To
throw that in the mix with one of the young teams who's gonna make mistakes. Wilson's out there making a mistake in practice, and you see A-Rod getting pissed off. Like, what the? He's a young receiver. What you expect, dude? It's not his fault you got hurt, and he didn't have no time to connect with you. I can see
Yep.
them trading for Adams by the halftime too.
I ain't gonna lie, JB. Can I say something before you go?
Yeah, go
I ain't gonna
ahead.
speak on that. I just want to say this. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is the most overrated quarterback in our era.
Ooh,
I'm
in
not
our
lying to
era.
you.
That's a bold statement.
I'm
In
not
our era,
lying to
most.
you.
Well, I can agree with that a little bit. If you talk to Packers fans, not even Packers fans, if you talk to NFL people, how they used to call Aaron Rodgers the greatest thrower of the football of all time.
I hate that. I
Oh,
hate that.
he could throw better than. But I had one dude tell me he could throw better than Brett Favre.
He is not better than
I,
Brett Favre.
I don't understand what. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is so good. Why did he only win one Super Bowl?
Only been the one.
Brandon
Shit.
won and win one. I get why is that? You had everybody. I tell everybody that dude always had a wide receiver go to. Nelson, great receiver. Adams, great receiver. Young Coop was a good receiver. He always had at least a good receiver. You can say about the head coach. You could talk about the division. Let's talk about the division. We being real. Chicago Bills, Packers own them. The Lions been the Lions for how long? The only team that they had to worry about was the Vikings.
Yeah.
Shout out JJ. What's good with you?
So I kind of agree. I think A-Rod's overrated. He's turning into Brett Favre. If you look at it, people blame Brett Favre and torment to Brett Favre for his mistakes. Why not keep it with Aaron Rodgers when he's doing the same bullshit? They tormented Brett Favre for his off the field stuff when he used to get upset. But nobody brings up the fact that Aaron Rodgers can leave and not show up during practice on a young team when he doesn't have no time with. You literally got hurt your first game of the season. Would you think, hey, maybe I want to get good with these young teammates and grow with them? Maybe so we don't have to waste the first 4 weeks of the regular season.
So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Jets here. That's a lot to unpack there. I mean, that stance y'all took against Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. I mean, prime Aaron Rodgers. I mean, JB liked prime Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. I mean, him, I liked Brett Favre when he was playing as well. The difference I felt like was that Aaron Rodgers protected the ball better and stuff like that. I hated back then those comparisons of when they did talk about, greatest thrower and stuff like that. Because I'm like, but really? So if the ball comes out nicely, that's why we had a guy like Jamarcus Russell get drafted first overall because the man could throw 60 yards from his knees. But what you don't look at is the fact the man couldn't read defense for nothing. But that being said, though, I did like, Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that in terms of like what he's did out there and stuff that. So I won't take away from what he's done in the past, but I'll just talk about the current version of Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that. The current version of the Aaron Rodgers right now, in my opinion. I mean, when's the last time we saw the man go out there and actually put together a 4,000-yard season? It's been a couple seasons now. It's been a couple seasons. That last full year that he did play, that wasn't it. He struggled that year. So to me, it's the same thing I say when somebody asks me, well, is Deshaun Watson, do you think he's going to come back from that? When you're a quarterback and you've been off like that in terms of just bad, you miss a year and stuff, you don't come back from that. You never come back to be the same and stuff like that. At best, maybe you can be, okay, but that's like if, that's like if Colin Kaepernick came back and says he wants to be a quarterback right now, quarterback number one. It's like, bruh, If this had happened immediately afterwards, yeah, sure. A couple of years after, but it's just been too long. Now for Aaron Rodgers, luckily for him, he doesn't have to be the person that he was, back for Green Bay, because this team is built completely different with the defense and stuff like that. But I got to compare this team to one of those teams that you had with the Rex Ryan led Jets and stuff like that, where the defense solid, running game, got the running game. You're going to lean on the running game. You got a couple of receivers and stuff, but a quarterback who, at this point of his career and stuff like that, he's not going to be in the top, 10, not in the top 15, statistically speaking, but he's going to be able to hopefully do enough. We'll see. But that's how I feel about the Jets, is that they can get in as a wild card, and stuff like that. That's possible. It's just going to be, can they stay healthy? Because if they lose a couple guys on defense, they're not doing that. So
shout out to my boy Shaq in the building, man. That's my dog.
hey, shout out to him. Let me see where I'm at right now.
Well, if you want to throw this into it too.
Huh?
Jordan Love took the exact same team that Aaron Rodgers had, played better, and took them to the playoffs.
It's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But Aaron Rodgers last year with the Packers wasn't good.
That's what I'm saying. So Jordan Love outplayed Aaron Rodgers.
And JB.
Same team, everything, took them to the playoffs when Aaron Rodgers couldn't.
Oh, yeah, to your comment when you said Aaron Rodgers touchdown and interception ratio, is real down, is real good. That because Aaron Rodgers would throw the ball out of bounds. Aaron Rodgers would not throw that ball if he feel like it's a tight window. And that's where the wins and losses come from the playoff. You won't throw that damn ball. That's why you lost to the 49ers. I want to say 10-17 in the playoffs before.
I'm going to put it like this. In my opinion, when it comes to Peyton Manning, if Peyton Manning never left Indianapolis and went to Denver, where Denver pretty much had a great team for him to succeed. Let's assume that doesn't happen, right? If he stays in Indianapolis and he keeps running into those same New England Patriots and stuff like that every single way with the current team that he had, that's kind of sort of how I viewed his time in Green Bay as to why he didn't get to more Super Bowls. Easy. San Francisco. San Francisco existed and all like that for the reason, if nothing else, than to stop this man from getting to the Super Bowl. San Francisco was the kryptonite that prevented Packer fans from enjoying the luxury of continuously getting to the Super Bowl. And so, because they stopped him many times, no matter what he did, no matter what offense he brought out there, they stopped him. And that's very equivalent to what a young Peyton Manning experienced going against a Bill Belichick-led defense and stuff like that. Ty Law picking him off 3 times and stuff like that in the game. Next year, Asante Samuels does the same thing. So, some real issues.
Hold on, wait, man. My boy Shaq is in this chat. He a Vikings fan, and he taking up for Aaron Rodgers. Oh, we got to talk about this, Shaq. We got to talk about this.
You think you know a guy.
Oh, we got to talk about this. Yeah, but man, like before San Fran got good, Aaron Rodgers wasn't sniffing those Super Bowls. I forgot everybody would be Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. Wasn't nobody scared Aaron Rodgers in no playoffs. Prime Rodgers, the best thrower I ever seen, but he choked when it counts. He ain't a best thrower then. Shit, that arm ain't going nowhere, is it? Shit.
See, I'm taking Dan Marino over Aaron Rodgers as best thrower.
Good old Dan Marino.
I'm taking Patty Holmes. I ain't gonna lie to you. That arm, hey, Patty arm travel everywhere.
No, yeah, I thought we talking about like back in the day. Like, I'm taking Danny over A-Rod over that too.
Yeah, but no,
Mahomes different.
I just always feel like Aaron Rodgers is overrated, and then people always want to say he better than Brett Favre. Look at the interception, touchdown. Man, Brett Favre was an animal. Brett Favre lost. He left the Green Bay Packers, went to the Jets, and had a hell of a year with the Minnesota Vikings at an old age. And Aaron Rodgers could never do nothing like that. He ain't gonna do it this year.
So what you're saying is that he should have left the Jets after last year and joined Minnesota this year, is what you're saying, and followed that pattern.
Hey, that might have been a formula for success.
What were you saying, Ode?
I'll say this though. Brett Favre was one play away from taking the Vikings to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. If he didn't throw that pick,
He was.
Hmm
he would take him to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, Favre
I
was
was
on a
about to
mission that year.
I was about to
He
ask
was on
Joe
a.
about
You
that.
could tell the old man's like, yeah, I'm old, but I'm about to prove you fuckers I'm still him.
Yeah, but Brett Favre was different though. He was totally different at that quarterback spot. He was an animal.
Well, now he's an animal when it comes to stealing from the poor.
I seen that. I seen that. Did he go to jail for that
Yeah.
or no?
No, because he
Nah.
bought him way out.
Dang, I seen that. He took from what,
Loophole.
Mississippi, I think.
Yeah, state of Mississippi.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
yeah, and
wild
he
for that
robbed
one.
from the poorest of the poor people.
You ain't
And
lying.
yeah, he needs his ass whooped. And we all
Him.
beat that serious.
Not forget Jamarcus Russell over there as a volunteer coach over there robbing,
Oh,
stealing the money. You a volunteer, not even a coach. You a volunteer, and you out here stealing the money and
What
stuff
they
like that for
doing
the
with their
kids.
money?
Stealing it
How
from the
they?
kids, man.
how
That's
was he even
crazy.
around kids? If he was around my nephew trying to play football, I'd be telling him, listen, dude, don't listen to anything this man gotta say. He'll make
Hey,
you go
old man. Hey, he did go number one though.
to the
How
Raiders.
did that happen?
Look at the
He
Raiders. Come
he
on
got that.
now.
Hey, he got that money though. He got drafted.
Hey, I'll give him credit. You got drafted, pimping, and then
Hell
you started
yeah,
eating like
shit.
you was on an all you can eat buffet every day.
Shit, he was sipping that lean.
Jamarcus Russell.
Dude,
I said it before. Jamarcus Russell, him and Sam Bradford were those two examples right there was the reason why the NFL said we're not paying rookie quarterbacks that kind of money again. Jamarcus Russell contract was what? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat here, but I think it was like 6 years, 82 million with 60 million of that guaranteed. And
Yeah,
so he robbed them. He flat out robbed
yeah.
them. Flat out robbed them blind with that.
What did
So
Sam
that
Bradford do though? How was Sam Bradford years? His
for him,
beginning years.
it was the injuries that
Oh
really
yeah, yeah,
took a
yeah,
toll with
yeah,
him. He just kept getting hurt every time. I mean, he even suited up for you guys and stuff like that. Got hurt again. I mean, he's
yeah,
been somewhere everywhere, but medical staff stayed busy with him. So
yeah.
for him, it was more injury related. But man, what Russell? What?
Man, Russell was parlaying. He was parlaying with the millions. You hear me?
That contract they tried to
man.
give Kyler Murray, they should have gave that to Jamarcus Russell in his rookie contract because he wasn't watching. He wasn't watching no film.
No, you heard about that one time the coach gave him a blank
Yeah,
DVD?
blank check.
Yeah,
Yeah. So did you watch? Like, yeah, I watched it.
yeah.
Like what? And the fact that his teammates had to bribe him with some food just to get this man to talk football with him and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Bribe him
he
with some
wasn't.
food.
Yeah, he wasn't dedicated though. For he wasn't no love of the game.
I forgot who it was, but it was a Raiders legend. I think he's passed away now, but he when it came down that they gave him that contract, he came out and said the Raiders are the most stupid organization in the NFL right now. He's like, I got pennies on the dollar compared to what this bum is making. When you got a Hall of Fame player, one of the faces of the Raiders calling you that is bad.
Now I will say this now. Around that time period, they were making a lot of mistakes. And I'm not just talking about trading Randy Moss to us for a fourth round pick and stuff like that, but they were making mistakes across the board because they valued speed. And so they were not drafting the best player. They were trying to draft the fastest player. And I think my man John Ross has showed us all speed is nice, but if the guy's not nice, don't take it for the speed because that
Where did
was
he go?
John Ross was drafted by wasn't it the Bengals that he was
In
on
The
Arizona?
drafted by?
Bengals first round.
Hmm
Oh, the Bengals. That before Joe B though, wasn't it? Yeah, that way before
Yeah,
Joe
that's
B, wasn't
Oh
way,
yeah.
way
Oh yeah.
before. That was, I
it?
think
Mhm.
Andy Dalton. Was Andy Dalton still the quarterback?
Yeah, yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
it had to
was.
be Andy Dalton. It had to be.
I think it was his last year or a year before Bo came in.
Yeah.
That's right, Samuel. I will be going live tomorrow for the Ravens and Chiefs game, and that is 8:20 Eastern time. So yes, I will be streaming that games Thursday, and I'm also streaming the Packers and Eagles on Friday as well at 8:15 Eastern time. So your
And you
boy's gonna be
streaming
streaming.
Saturday, ain't you?
Yeah, Saturday 2
Oh
on
yeah, oh
Saturday,
yeah. That
Sunday
boy
night
getting busy.
football, Monday night football.
Oh yeah,
So
you
your boy
getting
gonna be
busy.
live up until next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is my next break. So,
Oh yeah.
oh
He getting
man.
to it.
Yeah, Jamarcus
No.
didn't love football, and that's the thing that is really important to figure out when you like. This the whole purpose of honestly going down there and scouting a person, figuring out how much do they actually love the game of football. Because loving the game of football is so important. Johnny Manziel didn't love the game. At least he wasn't committed to the game. He wasn't committed to the game enough and stuff like that. And that's something that you gotta, you know, you gotta know. And up, your boy Shaq mentioned Darius Haywood Bay. I
Oh
remember him
yeah.
out of Maryland. That was him, Fabian Washington on the DB side, because I mean he was fast. He was fast, but that's it. As fast as they ran in that 40, that's as fast they were out of the league. And so they were going off of speed. But it didn't work out. Didn't work out. Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Oh man, but just thinking about all these quarterbacks that just I mean, I'm just glad that from the NFL perspective, because there was a point in time where I was concerned, like when Brady was starting to get older, and I was like, for the sake of the NFL, now that the Peyton versus Tom Brady, era was done, I was concerned about, who's going to be that next one. But then we got fortunate, Patrick Mahomes hit the scene, Joe Burrow came and did a splurt, Lamar Jackson. So we did have that. We got away from the time of drafting a Jake Locker. I remember where a Christian Ponder was a first round pick and
Oh
stuff
man, don't
like
get me
that.
started on him. Oh, I
I
knew that was
remember
I
that.
knew that was a dumb pick. And only watched him play a few times at Florida State. He
Mhm.
looked like a little kid.
All right, Samuel, appreciate you coming through, man. Take care. And yes, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks for coming through. But I mean, because I remember for Tennessee fans, you remember when Tennessee fans would get so hyped for what's that quarterback name, Mettenberger or something like that they had
Oh
that for
yeah,
that
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. From
That's how bad
USC.
it was. That's how bad. Wasn't he from LSU or
Oh, LSU, yeah,
he was from
LSU. It
LSU?
won, yeah. It won
So
them initials.
that's how bad the quarterbacks were at one point in time. So luckily, the NFL figured out how to scout these guys better, how to produce better quarterback. 'Cause that era was bad. EJ Manuel, bad. Now Geno
Yeah.
Smith did emerge from that, but due to the incident from his own teammate, how are you gonna renege when you say you about to go down there and show up and you the quarterback and you got like a fundraiser, this guy depending on you, and then you gonna I mean, I'm gonna leave that one alone, but he sort of deserved what happened to him there. And I hate the
I
fact that
thought
it
he got
happened to him.
I thought he got punched over a bet.
I believe it was he got punched over the
Oh,
fact that he said he gave his word that he was going to show up
oh,
to this man's fundraiser and he didn't show up and then he just kind of and the guy's like, okay, pay me back and stuff like that. And then he just flipped it
oh,
like he's not supposed to
oh,
do it.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but he
So
okay.
could. He also promoted it too. He also
yeah,
said
promoted it
starting
too.
Oh,
quarterback Geno Smith would
Exactly.
be here, sign autographs to help out, and Geno never showed up. Practice day, because the dude did an interview and said, "Yeah, I offered him, said, yo, I'm doing this thing, it's raising money. Would you come?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll come. You could," and he started promoting. Geno never showed.
yeah,
Kids got let down. He had to give money back to people. And Geno Smith got cocky, and the dude's like, "Okay, fuck you," and swung.
yeah. He
Hmm.
broke his jaw.
It just
Damn.
started
Hey,
knocked the starting quarterback out of him for a minute.
he said and the dude said he would never done nothing, but it was the kids. He's like, if it wasn't nothing to do with the kids, I would have let it slide off my back. But you
Hmm.
made promise to kids. He says, and he came out. Long story short, he said he didn't have a father figure or whatever around, and when he seen little kids, you make a promise to a kid, you keep it, and he didn't. And how he acted, he said, I
Hmm.
hit him.
Didn't they let him go and he ended up in Buffalo like less than a week after they let him go? And
He's
so
with us now, if I believe.
it's
Because
man,
he
Uh,
went to the Bron. If I'm remembering correctly, he went to the Bills. Went to the Bills. Got kicked off the Bills because he started the same shit to Hill. Came to us last of the day. Belichick told him, "Nah, dude, you ain't dealing with that," and let him go.
so that
damn.
was insane. The next time that Geno Smith would start after that incident would be he would get booed by his own team because he started over Eli Manning and broke Eli Manning consecutive start streak. So he was
I
getting
remember that.
booed. He was getting
Damn.
booed.
You got a good
And so
memory, man. I remember that.
I thought he was done after that. I was like, he's done. I was like, he'll never start again. He is done.
Why they do Eli like that, man?
They did, and that
Because
was
that
what
owner
McAdoo.
wanted a higher pick, but didn't have the balls to bench
But
Eli, so he made
but
a
you
head
but you
coach
could
do
have
it.
benched him.
Yeah,
So,
but he thought
exactly.
this way: if I let the head coach do it, I can fire the head coach and make him the fall guy.
So, oh yeah,
At the end of the day, owners only give a crap about two things: themselves and the money. They
Yeah.
don't care about no players. I don't care what any of them say.
oh yeah. But yeah, that was harsh there to see that because I mean, because Gino was a second round pick. I thought he was going to be the first quarterback taken that year, but they chose then Florida State quarterback EJ Manuel Buffalo did and started him. And when my man went to London, he went to London. I think they didn't have a backup quarterback that game. He threw what 4 picks. He looked lost, but they didn't have a
Who?
choice but to keep him out there. EJ Manuel.
Man, he was
They had
horrible at
played
the
a
quarterback
game.
spot.
Was it against Jacksonville? It was in London. And I felt bad for the people in London that this is the only game you'll get to see this year. And this man doing so bad. The coach ain't got nobody else to put in there for him. I felt bad for the kid. I was like, just let him make it through this game, man. I was like, this is the man was lost. Like coach looked like he literally just had to go and hug the man. Like just it's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna be all right. All right.
Yeah,
Just
he was horrible.
it was bad. Let's see. Shaq says Zach Mettenberg. And so, okay, so it was Mettenberg. Okay. I called him Mettenberger. All right. So he says EJ Manuel, forgot about him. Like says, G- yeah, Gino was foul. And so, yeah, because I remember when Gino was with the Jets and other quarterbacks they had during that time, because obviously that's the time period where they had Mark Sanchez. They did sign Mike Vick just to put him as a backup. And I'll never forget when Mike Vick got in the game and then he apologized after the game saying he just wasn't ready because he wasn't locked in because he knew he wasn't going to start the game. So he basically would say he wasn't mentally ready to get in the game and stuff like that. That's how bad it got because Rex Ryan went and grabbed him, grabbed LaDainian Tomlinson, and I was thinking to myself, on paper that might be exciting, but he kept them both on the bench. Kept them both on a bench behind guys like I don't remember who their starting running back was at that time. Was it Sean? Like was it Green? It's like last name Green or something like that. I
I
forget his
can
name, but
tell you.
they had some mediocre running backs back then. But I say this and to say that Gino was a different quarterback back then with the Jets at home and on the road. At home, Gino was good and stuff like that. On the road, Gino was bad, real bad, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It was like day and night back then. Let's see. Shaq says broke Gino jaw. Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, he was
See, yeah,
horrible too.
those quarterbacks, those were the quarterbacks that they were throwing out there. So we are lucky that these aren't the guys that basically took over the league. Otherwise, the league would have been a lot different. We'd be talking about every defense as if they're the new Baltimore Ravens defense, if that was the case, because they
You
would
ain't
look like
lying.
it. They would look like it.
And what the
So
other quarterback Jacksonville had just recently? Blake
recently,
Bortles.
like
Blake,
Blake
yeah, he
Bortles.
was horrible too. No
He
one
had
they
that
paid.
one. Didn't he
Yeah,
have
that
that
one
one year?
year.
Yep, that one year. But we had to knock it out of him. We had to knock it out of him. He tried to upset us back in that playoff game, and it came close. It came close.
He
Shit, no
got
wonder
carried by that
Jacksonville paid
defense.
Trevor Lawrence. Blaine
What do you say,
Gabbert,
Owen?
Blake.
I said he got carried by that defense.
Yep,
Ramsey was on that team still. That's before they
that's right.
traded him.
Good old Ramsey.
Yeah,
Let's
he was
see.
that corner.
You said Giants was next. Oh, Shaq said what JB loves to say every chance he can get. Eli was trash and stuff like that. I have never seen a quarterback throw for how many interceptions was the most he threw in the season? Was it like 31 or something like that? It was up there. It was up there. Somewhere in that range. Well, okay, maybe like 20. It's probably high 20s. So that JB can't remember some of that, but I remember I looked it up and I was like just shocked. Like, how do you throw that many interceptions and still get to go out there and be the starting quarterback at that time? It got so bad. I remember his Madden rating was extremely low for a starting quarterback. And Madden don't like to disrespect starting quarterbacks and stuff like that, but he was really low and stuff like
Man,
that. It was
y'all
bad.
gotta put some respect on Eli, man. Eli beat the GOAT twice.
Whoa, hold on. Whoa.
He did it. He
Put,
did it.
put
He
some
went
respect
there.
on Eli's name,
He
man.
went there.
He didn't beat the GOAT twice. That no good son of a. Let me calm down. That no good bastard Samuel took Eli's money and dropped that pick. That's why Eli's walking around with 2 wings.
I don't know nothing about that.
I mean,
Eli,
at,
Eli beat him twice. Put some respect on Eli's name a little bit, y'all. Come on now.
That
We
defense
I
we
beat
mean,
New
he
England.
had 2
we
moments.
just on here.
I'll give
We
him
just
that.
on here.
He had 2 moments. Yes, he did. But other than those 2
Those some
moments,
big moments.
if you
I'll give
erase
him
those
1.
2 moments, no, I mean, because the defense, I give credit to the Giants defense. They held that offense to what was it, like 16 points or something like that? Whatever it was, they held that offense, which was a historically high offense, to that. And then Eli, did he make the play where he broke away from Jarvis Green, which after that, I've never seen Jarvis Green after that again and stuff like that. Still worried about the man to this day, but never seen him again after that. And then just threw a lucky one up there and stuff like that. And so made the helmet catch, which, okay, I get it. I get it. It happened twice. So can JB really say it was just luck and stuff like that? We act like lightning don't strike twice. Sometimes it does strike twice and
But
stuff like that. But
but JB, we seen your great Aaron Rodgers defense hold a team to what? To 16 points to lose.
I mean, I'm just saying. I give more credit to Nick Folk what he did and just winning a shootout and stuff like that. Because that time he had to go out there and win that one. But I mean, did he win it? I don't want to take credit away from the man for winning the Super Bowl. Did he win the Super Bowl? Yeah, he did. You know, he won the Super Bowl and stuff like that. Nick Folk got a Super Bowl and stuff like that. So Nick Foles got a Super Bowl and stuff like that. I get it and stuff like that. What's that
He
guy?
got
Trent
2. He
Dilfer got
got
a Super
2.
Bowl
He
and
got
stuff
2
like that.
Super Bowls.
And
He
You keep
got
on naming
1, and
quarterback who
Samuel
won.
gave him the
and
second
stuff.
one.
We
Hey,
get that. We get it.
and he
I'm
came from the
saying
wild
on
card.
that.
Came from
Say what?
the 6th seed.
Oh,
And
there's a
he
lot of
would have lost if Samuel caught that pick, man. I'm telling you, the easiest pick of all time. And
That's why he played corner.
that's why he took Eli's money.
all right. Y'all give JB a second here. Because I got a real debate for us.
Who's
And
better,
so
Peyton or Eli?
I say Peyton for sure. Peyton been in what, 3 Super Bowls? 1, 2?
Well,
He been to 4, didn't he?
I think 3 at
he been
most.
to 2 with Indianapolis,
And 2
and he
with Denver,
was
right?
with 2 with the Broncos. Yeah, because
Damn, he been to 4.
he lost to the
Damn.
Saints. He lost to the Saints. He beat the Bears, both with Indianapolis, and then they knocked out Carolina and stuff like that with Cam Newton.
Well, he
And
didn't do
then he
nothing in
also
that.
and
Oh,
then they
come
lost
on,
to
old
Seattle.
man.
So
So, listen, if you go back in that playoff bus Broncos had, he got benched for Brock. Peyton Manning got benched for Brock.
Peyton Manning was injured that day, man.
Ended
so I
the
went
whole
ahead.
playoffs. He got carried by that defense. Let's be real about it.
No. Yeah, he for sure got
If
bailed out
Von
by
Miller
that
didn't,
defense.
if Von Miller didn't show up in the Super Bowl, they ain't winning that. Because the Manning damn
Yeah.
ain't winning that for him.
Oh no, you right about that. I ain't gonna say that. You right about that.
Hey, somehow they got Osweiler a nice deal with the Texans after that. Somehow he did and stuff
Talk
like
about
that.
robbery.
But I had to bring it up here. So Zoe, talk to me now. Let's keep it a buck now, okay? Let's keep it a buck. Did he get his Super Bowls? Yes, we're gonna crown him, pat him the back. He got 2 Super Bowls and stuff like that. But is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer in your view? I got the numbers up here for you. Hall of
Keep
Famer.
it 100.
And again, I feel like for me personally, winning Super Bowls and stuff like that puts you in a Super Bowl club. But when we're talking about Hall of Fame, people that they changed the position and stuff like that. They changed the position and stuff like that. Would you say that Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer?
Why you gotta put the change position part in there though? Like why you
Because that's
gotta
what a Hall of Famer is. Otherwise, every time somebody wins the Super Bowl, we just put him in the Hall of Fame, give him a jersey, give him a Hall of Fame jacket. Like, oh, you get a jacket, you get a jacket, you get a jacket, and stuff. You can't give it to everybody. But looking
man?
at the numbers tell the story.
So
This
let me
tells
ask you
me,
this.
yeah, go ahead.
So in the playoffs, do you know like how many points would they average like in the playoffs?
Who, Eli Manning and the Giants during those times?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
But I don't like, man, I would say I don't know. That's like a coin
I mean,
toss.
because I feel like, just if memory serves me right, on their run, at least one year, I know Brett Favre threw an interception, in like overtime or something like that cost him and stuff like that. And Seattle, I think, on that path also did something similar. And so I feel like some close games, they might have scored like in the range of like 20s, like low 20s and stuff like that. And
So
so
about
they all
20 points per game.
did their part, they did their part because they had a tremendous running back. A big running back on Brandon Jacobs and stuff like that. A bruiser.
But JB, can I ask you this question though, man? I gotta ask you an old man this. How many quarterbacks beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowls?
I mean, they typically, that doesn't happen often, but we saw Nick Foles do it. Are we gonna say he's elite? Because he did it. If given another chance, who knows?
Now, are you gonna say Eli beat Brady, or did Eli beat Belichick defense?
He beat Tom Brady.
I don't know.
We don't say that one time. We don't say that when your damn field. We don't do that when your damn field goal kicker the one Super Bowls for y'all.
Oh, you must not
know
me, brother.
Wait. Oh, I'm happy y'all talk about this. I'm happy y'all brought this up. Because that first Super Bowl y'all won, y'all cheated. That was a sack when Charles Woodson hit Tom Brady, man. That tuck rule was some bullshit.
First of all, that was the AFC playoff game. Okay, Super Bowl's legitimate. So
no, y'all wouldn't have went there.
Second of all, that was the rule. And so you remember that year, think back with me, all right? Think back with me. Back in 2015, all right? You remember when the NFL had no idea what was considered a catch and what wasn't, because they had a stupid rule that even though it was a catch, our eyes told us it was a catch, but it was not a catch. And so I remember a couple games where the NFL had that rule. At that time, the rule just said hit with your arm moving forward. It didn't matter if it was a fumble or not. That was the rule and stuff like that. By today's standard, would it be a fumble? Of course. No question it would have been a fumble. Heck, Brady says himself it was, but by the rule of the law, you can only judge the law by what the rule was at that given time and stuff like that. So based upon the rule of the law, don't blame the players or the team. Blame the law itself at the time. It was flawed.
If I'm not mistaken, they made that rule up right then and there, right?
You got me on that one there.
The tuck rule. Did they make it up right then and there and took it away the next year?
They named it tuck rule.
They gave it a name, but the actual rule itself,
the actual rule itself was in the rule book for years. The refs never called it.
But they took it away the year after that.
If I remember correctly, it was the year after that they tweaked it.
Yeah, tweaked it. Yeah, they tweaked it, huh? But let's be real though. Like, let's be real.
I mean, for real, they tweaked it. They changed the part of what the tuck became.
No, but I'm saying no. Charles Woodson got that fumble on Tom Brady.
Today, yes. Back then, tuck.
Oh, then what's up with the deflate gate in the playoffs?
Okay. That's on BS because the Patriots themselves had balls deflated. The Colts also had balls deflated. Here's my thing. If I deflated some air out of the ball, wouldn't it make it easier for you guys to catch the ball instead of us catching the ball?
No, it'd
make it
easier for you to hold on to the ball.
Okay, so why are the receivers snagging the ball or our running backs running it if it makes it harder for them to hold it? But the Colts had balls deflated too.
I ain't hear about the Colts. I ain't hear about that one.
Oh yeah, the Colts.
The media did not want you to hear about it. That's
why I remember correctly.
How y'all get that information?
They released it like a couple of years ago and stuff like that. They waited till way after to want to.
The NFL basically said they were wrong.
I don't know.
They said they were wrong.
I forgot about all this stuff. Then what about the spot gate stuff?
No, time out. Hold up.
Coming from
someone that's a Michigan fan, you should understand. As a Michigan fan.
Talk about Spygate.
Don't
look
at
you. You guys over here stealing signs and shit. Come on now.
You should understand.
But no, for real though.
You at the top, people are gonna be gunning for you.
No, if we keep being that serious about Spygate and all that, and recording on the side of the field, Every NFL team was doing it. Belichick was stupid enough to get caught,
I'll give you that
and he
though.
was he was
I
the first one to get caught with
All
his
right,
hand in the
JJ.
cookie jar, and NFL tried to make an example out of him.
I
Like,
give you
hey,
that.
we all know you're doing it, but you guys gotta be smarter than this. Come on now.
But you know, my only issue though with the Patriots though and Tom Brady whole little thing, I ain't like the way the NFL baby Tom Brady, man. I ain't like that. I ain't like that. Cause let's
I
be
agree
for
on
real.
that.
Let's be for real. Before Tom Brady got hit below the knee, that was the legal hit. After Tom Brady got hit below the knee, they came out with the rule.
Hey, look, they it's a good rule. I wish they
That's
did that
that's
before.
okay.
I wish
No,
they
no,
did
no, no,
that
no.
for Carson Palmer. You know when he got
I
hurt and
agree
stuff like
with
that.
no. I
No, if
agree. I agree with this. The NFL to a point when they realize Brady, you can say it's the meal ticket because hey, you're gonna either watch him because you love him or you're gonna watch him because you hate him.
right.
AKA, right now, you could say Mahomes is the same way. They baby Mahomes because A, he is the golden goose. Either you're gonna watch it because you love him, or B, you're gonna watch it because you hate him.
You
It's
don't
the
get me wrong.
same thing. The NFL always picks that one player as the golden goose, try to protect as much as they
I
can.
like I like Tom Brady though. He in Michigan, man. Don't get me wrong though, but I ain't like that Charles Wilson fumble, and I ain't like that below the knee thing they made. I ain't like them. I ain't like that.
Well, let's think about this though. If you switch Brady and Mahomes, and they did that to Mahomes back then, I guarantee they switching it. I guarantee you, if Mahomes get hit the wrong way this year and get hurt or whatever, they're gonna be switching that hit way away. Oh, you can't be doing that hit.
I don't know. I gotta see it to believe it. I don't know, man.
They already trying to make Mahomes freaking bubble wrap. You can't fall on him too bad with all your weight, or that's a flag. You can't even
No
sneeze
more.
on
No,
Mahomes.
no all the quarterbacks though. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that
I remember
Brandon Whedon. Wasn't that
Brandon
his
Weeden.
name?
Yes, that was Brandon Weeden. Yes, 28, and they had 2 first-round picks, and the other one they messed up was on Trent Richardson that year and stuff like that. They got it all wrong.
Hey, at least they got out of there and got a
Right.
first round pick for Trent.
For some reason, Indianapolis fell for it. I knew something was up when the great and legendary, Jim Brown took one look at this man and said, "He ain't him. He ain't it." I
Yeah.
mean, he said this before you really got to see it, and I was like, "Dang, that's a little harsh right there." But he knew that Trent Richardson was not it, and he let him know.
Arguably the best running back and your best player tells
Yeah,
you he's not good. Man, they did the right thing trading him away.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's
They
like
found
Tom Brady
something.
coming out and saying Drake May's not him. I'd be worried then.
So
We gonna see.
absolutely. Let's see.
Yeah, man.
Got a real question. He been to 3. Said Peyton was trashed that Super Bowl with the Broncos.
Yeah, he was, but he still got that ring.
C.J. Anderson, I remember he
He
got those
he
guys.
was he was a quarter, wasn't he, or a running back?
Running back, running
Running
back.
back
Yeah, he
Oh,
was the running
for the
back.
Broncos. Oh, we're gonna bring in Super Bowls. Why don't we bring up Sadie McCoy, who rolled the bench with the Bucks and rolled the bench with KC for his rings? He was
yeah. He
basically
talked.
like the water
He
boy.
yeah. He talked too much on TV.
Yo, he blocked me, right?
No, on what?
What, really?
On Twitter, he blocked me.
No, for what? What'd you say?
No.
Like 2 years ago, I brought up the fact that I said, dude, you always run your mouth about Belichick, but every time you faced him, Belichick defense owned you. And you talk about Belichick getting a ride for swings. At least he didn't have to become the water boy and bench warmer on KC and the Bucks to get 2 of them.
Yeah,
Instantly
but
blocked me.
McCoy was nice though, but he talking like he was just that guy. Like, bro, you contribute to 0 of them Super Bowl rings you have.
Oh, that's what I told him basically. And I told
Yeah,
him, dude, Belichick shut you down. So why are you running your mouth about Bill all the time? And he blocked me.
yeah, he do too much on TV, man. He talk too much.
That's why I couldn't be one of these. meeting people. Because if I'm sitting in the same room, I'd be calling them right out in front of TV. Yo, dude, why you in your mouth so much when you didn't do shit? You like Timmy C walking around with those rings. You did nothing.
Yeah.
Let's see. SM says Tuck rule with some BS. He's right.
I gotta follow you on. Hey, what's your name on Twitter, old man? Old man.
It's the same thing. It's the old man mob, all
Okay.
capital, and it's the same picture.
Okay, I
It's
gotta find
Tom
you on Twitter.
Brady mixed with Max Crosby.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Oh man. SM says Eric Mangini rattled y'all. Never trust a snitch. That's always a good rule to go by. Never trust them. Black says Falcons weren't doing it. We were just pumping in artificial noise. I remember y'all did get fined for that. That's right. Let's see. SM says facts. Brady got all the calls. And now it's Mahomes. Black says the old man bullying dudes on Twitter.
Straight up.
Oh man. Black says, all right, it's getting past your bedtime. Roll Tide on Wisconsin. Rise up and peace out. And so appreciate you coming through. Take care and good night. Yeah, speaking of which, I had lost track of time myself here.
Holy smokes! I just looked up. We've been going for
Yeah,
almost 3 hours
yeah.
already.
So what we'll do to wrap things up here is just we'll review again the picks that we had made last time, or at least my picks and stuff like that, and just quickly go through all the matchups that's upcoming this week, and then when we finish that, we'll go ahead and conclude from there. So, but man, this was great. We got to have Enzo back real soon. This was great.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, it was.
Next time I won't be so nice about Michigan.
We'll see how this weekend goes. If they end up losing and stuff like that, then I'll feel a little bit better. So otherwise, I'll be worried. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so and so we'll start with you in terms of the Ravens and the Chiefs. Since me and Ode already went through this and stuff like that, we'll start with you for these. But who you like out of the Ravens and the Chiefs to start off the opener?
I like Baltimore, man. I think the Chiefs, the Chiefs always give you a game or two in regular season. They getting their Super Bowl rings. They getting Derrick Henry is in Baltimore now. And the Kansas City Chiefs and missing
That's right.
one they wild. Oh, Hollywood Brown not playing. So I got the Ravens.
All right. Ode, remind us, who did you select for your pick?
I picked the Ravens too,
Okay,
if I
so we all
remember
went.
correctly.
I think you went Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm
But
looking now. No, I went KC.
okay.
I was about to say, yeah, I went KC.
All right. Next Friday in the game in which you don't want to bring family members, apparently, because it's too dangerous out there. So Packers
No,
and Eagles down there in Brazil.
Who, me?
Yep. We'll start with you for
I,
all of these.
okay, bet. I'm gonna take the Packers, man. I think the Eagles got a new OC, a new DC. They still learning on the fly. And the Packers is year 2 inside that offense with Jordan Love. And I think he's still gonna be flying high off of last year.
Okay. Okay. Ode, who did you select? Did you go with the Packers or
I went with the Packers. Yes.
okay? All right. Well, as you guys can see, I went with the Eagles here. Figured at home and stuff like that. Opener. You got Saquon down there. It's gonna be feeling fresh legs and stuff. And I know the Packers did great last year, but it took them half a season to get going. Are they going to start off the year where they left off at? Many times that gets overlooked when a team gets into a rhythm like they had. It takes a couple games sometimes to get that rhythm back. So we'll see how that goes. But I took the Eagles for that one. All right, in the Zoe, Steelers and Falcons here.
Steelers at Kirko Chain. Oh,
your former boy.
my former boy. I think the Falcons get at the crib because the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is still a mess. I like their defense though. I don't know, man. Their defense could win this game. Man, I'm going with Pittsburgh. I gotta go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, though.
It was tough for me. It was tough for me when I was making up my mind last week. But ultimately, Falcons being at home, Russell Wilson just can't trust them to move the offense enough and stuff like that. And isn't Jalen Warren out and stuff like that? So it means they're gonna have to depend on Najee. Najee Harris can't run the ball, in my opinion. He can't run the ball. Russell Wilson can't throw the ball. Defense may be all right, but I trust Kurt to do enough to be able to get a win here. Because I had to check the time. It's a daytime game. It's not a nighttime game. So therefore, I'm gonna choose Kirk during the day. If it was a primetime matchup, would have taken the other direction.
But JB,
Yeah.
Kirk coming off an injury, right?
I know he's coming off an injury. I'll take an injured Kirk over a healthy Russell Wilson right now, any day.
Damn.
Any day.
Ooh.
I think Mike Tomlin tell you that too. If he's being honest, he'll tell you that too.
Okay.
And plus, I mean, all they gotta do find a way to get by John going. Find a way to really get him going to really showcase what why you took him so early and stuff like that. I mean, in a game like this, all you really need is to really get like 17, 20 points. That should be enough against the Steeler offense and stuff like that,
Yeah.
considering your defense. So he ain't got to throw for 300 yards. You don't need that. Just go out there, throw for 218, a touchdown, no picks. That's it. Oh, your thoughts?
Oh, I had the Falcons because of Kirk Thuggins. I
Okay.
have two. They're different people. Kirk Cousins, he's gonna show up and he's gonna cost the game. Kirk Thuggins gonna wear the chain, gonna come out here looking like Eminem wannabe, and he's gonna win.
All right. And the next one in the Zoe Cardinals versus Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Okay. Oh, if I remember correctly, didn't you take the Cardinals for this one?
Oh, I took the Cardinals and I'll stand on it.
I did
Marvin
take the
Harris
Cardinals
Jr.
one.
Book it. I've been saying this before he got drafted, before last season. Marvin Harris Jr. is going to be the greatest receiver out of the NFL draft the last 3 years, including his. He's going to be better than his daddy. He's going to show up this game. Kyle Murray, it's going to be like D-Hop all over again with Murray to throw it up to Marvin Harris Jr. After Bills. Cardinals winning it.
Okay.
I do think it would be a close game. I do. But I chose Buffalo being at home. Allen is going to run it himself if he got to, or find a way, James Cook and stuff like that. But I do like this one being a close game. Close game. All right. Next, Titans and Bears. Who you got, Zoe?
Oh man, this is Caleb Williams show this week. I got Caleb Williams, man, in Tennessee.
Okay, Caleb against Tennessee. As you can see, I got Caleb as well because, I mean, I'm not convinced about the Titans this year here. I mean, picking up Tony Pollard, that's nice. But if we're really keeping it a buck and stuff like that, bringing Tony Pollard here after losing Derrick Henry, drop off there and stuff like that. And I do like Spears. I do like Spears and stuff like that. But Will Levis, I mean, it's great that they picked up Ridley because they're gonna have to use him a lot. But this Titan team, I mean, they're trying to find their identity right now, and they're not gonna
Yeah.
find it here down there in Chicago. They're feeling good right now. Caleb has these guys. I mean, he's got Keenan Allen. Let's not forget Keenan Allen, what he can do and stuff like that. I know that fantasy would tell you that he's dropped off. That's not the case. Once the regular season gets going, Keenan's gonna be Keenan. You got Odunez as well and stuff. You still obviously DJ Moore. You know what you got with him. You still got your tight end from last year as well. So you got weapons here, and Caleb doesn't have to play hero ball like he did at USC because USC had no defense. The Bears do have a defense and stuff like that. So give
And
me
they
the
got
Bears at
Swift.
home. Swift in the backfield. Herbert, we know he's good, to go off maybe a couple games out the year and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to guess it for fantasy purposes, but once he's
Yeah.
in, he'll get going at some point. Oh, your thoughts? Who did you pick? Did you pick the Bears also?
Yeah, I picked Chicago because I don't think Titans are like the old person home. D-Hop's not there, so they're going to try to take Kylie Whitley away, leaving Bordeaux one-on-one. But my biggest problem with that is the mailman. Will Levis needs to start sliding down, man. If he starts like last year, and he's already doing it this year, he thinks he's Superman. He can truck anybody. He's going to be the next Andrew Luck or RZ3 if he doesn't start sliding.
Yeah, that's what I've said about Anthony Richardson as well, because like he needs to slide. Be nice
Oh
now, Nico.
man.
Be nice now. Patriots and Bengals.
Oh man, I ain't gonna say too much. The Bengals, of course, like New England offense, they might only score 10 points. I got the
Mm.
Bengals.
Hmm. I'm wondering how we're going to get those 10 points, but you're right. You're right, old.
Ain't nothing to say here, Bengals. I told you last time I won't be shocked if the Bengals drop 50 on us.
Yeah, old said 50. Now I had to say, like, let's reel it in now. Let's reel it in. If our defense gives up that kind of points and we just went out there and re-signed all them guys, gave them extension and stuff like that, then shame on us and stuff like that. Cincinnati, in my opinion, from what I've noticed in the Joe Burrow era, they take a couple weeks to get going offensively and stuff like that. And I know Chase, he's holding out for the money and stuff like that. I don't know if that was resolved. I think I heard that he showed up to the facility. I don't know if he actually practiced or not, but it don't matter whether or not they have him or not. But I got the Bengals winning like maybe 27 to 10, 27-13, something like that. I think 2 touchdowns is nice. It's the opener and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I think there. And so Cincinnati clearly is going to win it, but 27-13, I think, would be the final score. Let's see. Some says Cincinnati. All right, we'll move on to this one. Houston versus Indianapolis. You can see what your boy already picked up
Come
there, but
on, man.
what are you thinking?
Man, I got Houston all day, man. They got Daniil Hunter over there on that defense. They reloaded on offense. Stephon Diggs over there. CJ Stroud. Should I say more? CJ over Anthony Richardson any day, man.
You're right. You're right. Old, you want to chime in?
I went with Texans for one fact. CJ is better quarterback than Anthony Richardson.
All right. Now I will go ahead and defend my choice here. All right. Houston, obviously better team. All right, let's throw that out there. JB's not debating that. This is not a knock whatsoever on the Houston Texans. But as we know in the NFL, upsets happen a lot of the times that we just, can't predict. And I'm trying to predict that this one right here is going to be an upset because we have a divisional game last year. As good as Houston was last year and stuff like that, when they were on fire, that game went down to the wire, in which Indianapolis almost won that game. Had Gardner Minshew been able to get that completion there with that running back that they had, I forget his name. He's like their second or third running back. Drop that pass on 4th and 2. Indianapolis is a team that's always going to compete against a team where you feel like they're going to get blowed out. They will compete. And if Anthony Richardson goes out there and actually has a good game, and him and Jonathan Taylor and stuff like that, then I can see it being tied late and stuff like that. And then are we going to assume that, Houston's going to come out firing right out the gate? All those factors led for me to choose Indianapolis at home, because if there's one thing we know about division rivals here, they can upset you when you least expect it. So that is why I chose Indianapolis. Again, I expect Houston to be great. I expect Houston to win the division and stuff like that. But I'm saying this game right here is going to go to Indianapolis. All right. Next up is Jaguars versus the Dolphins.
Oh man, Dolphins, nice weather. I got Tua. I got Tua in Miami, man, just because it's nice weather. Jacksonville ain't no powerhouse. They could beat them. And Tua offense is better than Jacksonville defense. And I don't trust Trevor Lawrence on the road to put up points against that offense.
Yep. Well, you see my pick. I got the Dolphins there. Old.
I got the Dolphins because I've been on this. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I think he's mid.
Yeah, at best.
That's right. See, we could have been a GM and saved the Jaguars a lot of money. Could have saved them a lot of money. All right. Panthers versus the Saints in the Zoe.
I got Carolina, man. They got new head
Oh,
coach. They got
okay.
new wide receiver over there for Bryce Young. And this is a game Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers need to win because they playing against Derek Carr, a turnover machine. And who is on New Orleans defense? I don't even know who on their defense. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just like the Carolina Panthers head coach better, man. He came from
I was about
Tampa
to
Bay.
say, last player I looked at on the Saints, wasn't it Chase Young? I don't know if they still cut him, if they cut him or
No,
not, if he's still there.
he over there. But Chase Young, he
Yeah, like
overhyped, always been overhyped, overrated. They ain't got nothing, no defense. I feel like it's gonna be a close football game, but I think Bryce Young, that new head coach, get their first W, man.
okay. I can see that. I can see that. Oh, did you go with the Saints as well, or did you go with? I think you
Yeah,
went
I
with
went
the
with
Saints.
I went with the Saints. I don't trust Bryce Young at all.
You trust Derek Carr?
I trust the Saints defense back more than I trust Bryce. And the
Who on
run
their
I
game,
defense though?
Cam Jordan, Honey Badger, Lattimore.
Honey Badger's still there.
Man, I
Okay.
thought he retired. He ain't retired
I
yet.
thought you
No,
still.
Honey
I thought he,
Badger's still on that team, and you already
Oh,
know when he faces rookie, he always gets a pick.
oh,
I think
okay.
the Saints and the Panthers will split this year. So since the Saints were at home, I chose them here, but I could easily see it going the other way. I think Bryce will be better. Obviously, in year two, new system. They brought in some new guys and stuff like that. Johnson, that's going to make a difference there. It's a
Yeah.
shame that their rookie running back from Texas, what's his last name?
Is it
JB can't
Brooks?
think of it. Brooks. I think it's Jonathan Brooks. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
shame he's hurt. I was really
yeah.
hoping if he was healthy, that'd have been enough for me to change my pick right there and stuff like that. But him being hurt, so I'll give this one to the Saints and the Panthers will get it the next time around, in my opinion. All right, but without any further ado, guide us here for the Vikings and the Giants. You see, your boy, I chose the Vikings. You wasn't even on at the time, but I chose the Vikings here. So I showed y'all some love. So go ahead, let me know, is your boy gonna be right?
The Vikings gets a W, man. I think Aaron Jones is going to have a big game against the Giants, and I feel like the Minnesota Vikings defense is going to get some turnovers from Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones will not run all over the Vikings like he did that one game in the playoff because the Vikings got younger on defense, man. We got Dallas Turner from Alabama playing linebacker slash DN. He will be all in Daniel Jones' face, and Daniel Jones can't throw the football. You won't believe they got Malik Neighbors against the Vikings this week, man. He get about 60, 70 yards, though. I'll give him that. But the Giants lose, though. I don't think they could beat the Vikings.
Oh, your thoughts?
I picked the Vikings because Daniel Jones straight up is buns, and I think Gilmore might get 2 picks this game.
Good old Gilmore. Well, obviously, you guys see I chose Minnesota and stuff like that, despite the fact that they are throwing out a recycled Sam Darnold and stuff like that. But I rather trust those ghosts than whatever the heck Daniel Jones is seeing on that side. Because I promise you, whatever he's seeing is far worse than the ghost that Sam Darnold may have saw in the past and stuff like that. Daniel Jones is. I don't know how he came back as starting quarterback. I don't know how that happened. You should have got a veteran or something to come in there, and they want to kid themselves that Drew Lock can possibly be that guy, man. Like, come on, man, come on. That's something that
Yeah,
Hey,
Jerry
I
Jones
got
could
Drew
have
Lock
did, man.
taking over.
Like, he'll take
me
over,
too.
but he won't be the guy. They still gonna need another quarterback next time. And so, absolutely. Let's see. SM says Giants, and you say Giants will win in spite of Daniel Jones. I mean, y'all saw that pick Daniel Jones threw in the preseason and stuff like that. I know
Yeah,
it's the preseason, but he ain't no. Bro, he threw it right to the guy, bro.
he
Get
threw two of them that game.
you threw that to Gilmore. He's gonna hit. Oh my gosh, he might get three. He might get
Yeah.
three touchdowns. Let's see. Big Face says JV, as you know. His name is Daniel Wrongs. And so again, RC on his second channel here. And if you guys haven't checked him out, check out his second. Hey, RC, do you have any content on this channel here? And so, but yeah, so that I think we all in agreement here. Vikings win that one. Just can't trust them Giants no matter what. Raiders and Chargers. What do we think?
Man, I gotta go with Jim Harbaugh, and Justin Herbert. Like the Raiders, who the Raiders? I don't know who their quarterback even is right now.
Gardner
And
Minshew.
no, I think that defense with Harbaugh in control will give Minshew some problems. And I think they're gonna run the ball through some play action passes. I don't know what wide receiver they got over there though, but they're gonna find somebody to throw the ball to. And I think the Chargers will win this game. It's gonna be a close football game, though. They win by like 4 points. They at the crib anyway, so
Yeah, I projected the Raiders to win like 24-20 and stuff like
yeah.
that, but I could easily see the Chargers winning it as well. And in terms of who their receivers are for the Chargers, I'm going to be looking to see if Joshua Palmer emerges as the top weapon. Obviously, they drafted, McConkley. He's going to be great there. So those two are some of the weapons that they have. I repeat, I do not trust Quentin Johnson. I said he was a bust before he got drafted, and I could not be any more right because the kid in college didn't get separation. And he didn't get separation in college, and it's not like they were playing
Yeah.
against like the SEC competition, the Big Ten. Nah, he was over there, and he was catching with his body. Reminded me so much
Yeah,
of the Kill Harry and all like that. It was scary. I was just praying to myself at that time. It's like, just don't let us be the team to draft him. Don't draft him. But the Chargers took him. So I was like, he's not our problem. He's not our
yeah.
problem.
That was a dumb
So,
pick.
all right. Next, the Broncos and the Seahawks. Who you got,
But
Zoe?
I gotta go with the Seahawks, man. I like their defense. They got a new defense coordinator. They got a whole new squad running things over there. I like Geno Smith, the weapons he got. I think Kenneth Walker is gonna have a big game. I got the Seahawks winning this game, man. The 12th man gonna be live in effect in Seattle. And Bo Nix, he a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
He gonna have trouble this week against Seattle.
You mentioned what I was about to mention with that last part there, so no need for me to add to that. Ode, your thoughts?
I got the Broncos actually.
Okay.
I think they're gonna go in there. They're gonna run the ball a lot, quick passes, get the ball out quick, and it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be an overpowered game. Me personally, I don't think both teams are gonna score more than 14 points. I
Damn.
can see it being like
Oh, wow, that's
17 or 14.
specific. Yeah, 14. I mean, all it takes is a defensive score, maybe a little special team, get you a little, not more than 14 for both, including the Seahawks.
You forgot they
I
got
don't like I don't
DK
like
Metcalf,
Sino. I don't like Sino.
but
I
they
think
put
Sino's
points up though.
overrated. They can put points up, but I think it's gonna be a defensive game. I think because they both teams are gonna try to run the ball.
Denver defense not that good, but I respect your card though.
Hey, I got Broncos 17
This is
over
the Kevin
Seahawks
White
14.
vibes. Okay, okay. Well, the best part is, we get to come back, next week and see how these go. And so, hey, if I'm wrong about that one, I will definitely say
New
I
York
am wrong.
Cino Smith throwing up.
And
He's
so
gonna start throwing
next,
picks.
we got the Cowboys and the Browns here. And so, in the Zoe, of course.
Man, this is a good game right here. This is a good game. And I think I got the Cowboys, man, because I know the Broncos defense was good last year, but that was last year, man. This is a whole new year. And CJ Stroud exposed the Cleveland Brown defense, man. And Dak Prescott is going to have a field day with that defense. And I don't trust Deshaun Watson, man. The
That's what it
crux
came
of
down
Deshaun
to.
Watson, man. RP to that man on that football field, man. Cleveland Browns, they got nothing coming this year, man. I got the
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, a matchup like this, for me, it really did come down to, okay, like if you're telling me that they had Joe Flacco like last year, even Joe Flacco, I'm a bit more intrigued there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you brought up a good point that I did think about as well, because when JB's thinking about stuff, if somebody was elite on one squad defensively that came out of nowhere, I always like to think, okay, so what if things calmed down a little bit? Last year could have just been an amazing year and all like that, but it's still chemistry. You don't just wake up and the chemistry's instantly still there and stuff like that. So even a little bit of a drop off would be enough to help this Dallas team. They went ahead, paid CD, got him back and stuff like that. Do I love the Cowboys running game? Absolutely not. But the Browns, I mean, they would have taken that away either way and stuff like that. But Dak, it just comes down to me trusting him and CD and not trusting the Browns to move the ball enough offensively. Deshaun Watson's going to probably go out there and make a couple mistakes and stuff like that. I can see that being the case, a couple of interceptions there. The ground game should be good, but the coaching staff has shown me like when Jerome Ford is going and stuff like that, they tend to try to still get him out of the game and try to put in, I don't know, Kareem Hunt or something like that. I don't know if he's still on the roster or not. They're going to try to, they're not going to manage that correctly and stuff like that. And I did like the addition of a Jerry Judy, but again, Watson is not going to make the plays necessary and stuff. You're going to see a lot of 3-and-outs. You're going to see a lot of times 3rd down and 10 and stuff like that. And he just doesn't do it. So I'm telling you, y'all going to be reminded why your boy stays away from him. That's why he was off my fantasy board. I took him off my fantasy football board for a reason. That's why. Let's see. You say, I can't believe it, but I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. You're gonna go with the Cowboys. You said, I ain't worried about September Dak. I'm worried about January Dak, JB. And so you bring up a point.
Yeah.
You bring up a point.
It's
Going
regular
specifically
season.
the playoffs.
See,
All
I had
right.
the Browns for that one because I think
Yeah.
at the time CD Lamb wasn't signed.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
But since he signed, I'm switching the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. Dang it, I was hoping you were gonna stay
No,
with that pick.
I picked the Browns. I remember now. Even said I'm picking the Browns because CD I don't think will be around unless if they sign him.
Okay. All right. Next is the Commanders and Buccaneers. Zoe?
Commanders at the Buccaneers. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. I think the Bucs gonna get to the game. I like
You
Jaden
sounded
Daniels, but
hesitant.
this
You sounded very hesitant when you were thinking that one over, which way to go.
yeah, but I like the Buck defense. I like their defense. Ty Bo going against a rookie quarterback. He know what he want to do. He know what the rest. I mean, the Commanders gonna want to do with that quarterback. And I think Baker Mayfield right now is a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels. And it's week 1. If it's week 6 or 7, I might be feeling different. But week 1, I gotta go with the home team.
Okay. Ode, your thoughts?
I picked the Bucks. Same reason. I think right now, all around, they're a better team than the Commanders. And right now, I think Mike Evans and Baker are a better duo than Zay and Daniels and Scary Terry.
Okay. Allow JB to chime in now. Obviously, you guys already see I chose the Commanders here, but here's my thought process behind it. All right, so for Tampa Bay, last year it all came together. We came into that season low expectations of Baker Mayfield, and he went out there. He turned JB into a believer. I became Jay believer for him and stuff like that. He went out there, did his thing, led them to the playoffs and stuff like that. Baker did his thing, and it kind of sort of remind me of the last time Baker had success with Cleveland and the drop off the following year and stuff like that. What I do know is that the offensive coordinator that they had and stuff like that gone and stuff like that. And why does that matter? I feel like for a guy like Baker Mayfield, he failed a couple times because they had the wrong systems. And when he was in a good system, it works. Am I confident 100% that this new regime is new coordinator is going to be able to still bring out the same magic? I got to see. But aside from that, Jaden Daniels, I know he's a runner. Everybody knows he's going to find success with his running. It may not, we'll see how well, passing wise and stuff like that early on. But I feel like he can do enough running wise to where if they're in a game late, say that they're trailing, because we know Baker and the Buccaneers, they had a lot of close games last year in which Baker would lead them down there, score points towards the end, and they'll win like that. But if they leave even 2 minutes, I believe that Daniels can go out there, him and Terry McLaurin and stuff like that, use his legs, whatever it is, because I feel like he's just that dynamic to where he'll be able to get them at least in the field goal range, and they can win 24-23 as time expires to win that one on the road. That's just how the NFL is and stuff like that. So I project that Washington comes out and surprises a lot of people in the first week. All right, let's see. You say Bucks, but you give the Commanders a small shot. Okay. SM says, good point about the offensive coordinator, JB. And so, yeah, I mean, how many times, like, let's think about Josh Allen. Let's think about Josh Allen and stuff like that. A couple years ago when they actually had an offensive coordinator that really understood Josh Allen and he looked great. Offensive coordinator leaves. You believe somebody else can just step in and stuff like that. They got it figured out now. You got guys like Stephon Diggs. So you're not going to struggle, right? Turnovers. Increase. Red zone. We can't find the end zone here. The red zone, we're seeing red and stuff like that in the zone. So little stuff like that matters and stuff like that. So I think in a week 1 matchup, that's something to take into consideration there. So that's why I chose the Commanders for that one. And let's see, Notorious, shout out to you. And you say Keegan Michael Key gives some good insights. And so appreciate you coming through, my guy. All right, so we got Rams and Lions. So this is a good one. Talk to us.
Yeah.
You know this Lions team very well.
Yeah, man. Like, I think the Rams get to the game because I like they draft picks, man. I like Jared Verse, Brandon Fitz, both from Florida State to help fix that run game.
They
Because the
showed
Lions love,
down there at Florida State.
yeah, they like the Lions love to run the football. But I don't know, man. It's all depending on what J-Mo look like, man. J-Mo is the Lions' new wide receiver number 2. And he never was ever a wide receiver number 2 in the NFL. He never caught 40, 50, 60 passes before. So I don't know what their receivers going to look like, man. We know they're going to run that football. But I feel like the Rams might slow them down a little bit. They played the Lions good last year. They lost by 1 point. But I want to know, did the Rams fix their red zone offense, man? And the Rams also got Another wide receiver. I'm gonna tell y'all about. You hip to him? Jordan Whittington.
Jordan Whitton. That name sounds familiar. Isn't he
Man,
from?
I don't
Was he from
I,
Texas or?
I don't know, but he been going crazy in the preseason, man. And they got Puka Nuka and they got Cooper Cup, who's looking to have a big year. They got William. They got Blake Corn. I like the Rams, man. But I can see the Lions
Okay,
winning the game, especially if J-Mo go off. If J-Mo go crazy, the Lions win. But I'm
that's a
gonna
big
take the
yeah.
Rams. Yeah, that's a big yeah. Yeah, he from Texas. Somebody say he from Texas.
All right, appreciate that. Yeah, I was thinking that name did sound familiar, and I wanted to say that that was down there in Texas. Appreciate that, SM. And yeah, you bring up a good point that even I didn't pay too much attention to is that yeah, he was Lamb was with the Rams when Baker was there. So okay, that familiarity does help. So appreciate that. All right, Ode, your thoughts. I know we did talk about this before, but I'll let you go ahead and reiterate what you said before
Yeah,
last time.
I went with Detroit just because I think they're gonna run the ball more a lot. This was also before Gibson got hurt, so I'm not sure, but I'm still taking the Lions. I'm staying put. I think the Rams are good, but I think Golf is gonna want to be showing them like, hey, y'all could have kept me, this and that. I think he's gonna take this game really personal because he still got paid too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I went ahead and obviously chose the Rams here, in which I think it's going to come down to a couple key coaching moves and stuff like that. One thing I say about both of these coaches, they are aggressive. Dan Campbell has shown you that he does not mind going forward on a 4th and 5 from his own 20-yard line on a fake punt, stuff like that. He's got the guts, and that's good. But at the same time, it can be bad and stuff like that. It can backfire. You take a chance, and I'm betting against a smart coach like Sean McVay and stuff like that. He's going to come in ready for a couple unexpected things, and it's going to come down to Detroit rolling the dice maybe 2 to 3 times in this game for key moments, and they're not going to get they'll like at least more times than not they'll fall short. I feel like, and I feel like the Rams will make the plays when they need to, and so they'll ultimately end up winning that game because of the coaching decision. And we're going to have to end up hearing Dan Campbell at the podium again, talking about why it was a good move and stuff like that, and why he'll do it again if he had to, and so all of that, which I understand. I like it and love it, but I feel like against the Rams, it can backfire against them. So
Oh, you said reminded me. That's why I took the Lions in the first place last time. I even said because Dan Campbell's gonna call a crazy ass play and it's gonna work out this time.
there you have it. And so, yep, Whittington from Texas. All right, SM says you're a Rams fan, so you're picking them for sure, but Hutchinson worries you. No lie. And so another Michigan guy, man, in the zone, y'all are everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Hutchinson don't play though. He don't play on that D line.
Mhm. All right. And the final game, the Jets and the 49ers. So take it away.
Man, it's a tough one right here, man. But I gotta go, man. I gotta go New York, man. The San Francisco 49ers been dealing with a lot of mess. Probably up until this week, the week one. Trent Richardson been at the crib, been chilling. Brandon Ayuk been doing a little bit of nothing. And the last time I seen Brock Purdy, man, he looked horrible. He looked horrible in that preseason game. I know it was a preseason game, but he looked real bad. And plus I like the New York Jets defense, man. I feel like the New York Jets defense is going to win this game. And plus, I don't know how healthy Caffrey C-Mac
Christian
is.
McCaffrey. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how healthy he is right now, man. They said he dealing with a hamstring injury. I don't know if they lied just because they want to sit out or not, but I gotta go with the Jets and their defense, man.
Okay. Old, remind us who you went with.
See, at first I went with the 49ers, but I swapped, remember, because of the problems with Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams.
Yep.
So I'm gonna stay with my pick though and stay with the 49ers because I think since they got it done, that they're gonna win. Plus, A-Rod, from what I'm looking like, the wide receivers don't look happy, and he's too much drama. I think they still gonna take a couple weeks to get figured out shit with the New York Jets.
Okay. Well, and this is how we'll close it out. For this game right here, particularly, I said that I feel like we're all going to wake up Tuesday morning to the headlines where Aaron Rodgers is having to tell the media, to relax, 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 because San Francisco's going to hammer him. San Francisco's going to hammer the excitement out of it. Fan bases are going to turn very quickly on the Jets. The last time we saw Aaron Rodgers just look decent has been some seasons and stuff like that. And going down here, San Francisco at home and stuff like that, I just feel like in this situation, Aaron Rodgers is going to break the hearts of New York Jet fans again in the opener. Not the way he did the first time, but it's going to look like, remember a couple years ago when the Packers played the Saints in the opener and the Saints just demolished Aaron Rodgers and the Packers during that opener, and it looked bad. It looked real bad. I questioned everything. Matter of fact, I didn't start Aaron Rodgers another game for my fantasy football team for about 14 weeks until they had played the Bears, and I knew that he was going to do good in that one. It took me 14 weeks to insert him back in the starting lineup after that performance. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be that bad, but they're going to lose by a couple scores in this one, I think, to the 49ers. They're a team that's trying to become. 49ers are a team that's already up there. That's
Hey,
my take.
JB, they say
Yeah.
your boy Brock Purdy though been trying to play different this year.
Yeah, I've heard about all the experimental stuff. But once we get the lights back on, the coach gonna tell him all that. Cut that out. Cut that out. You do what I tell you to do and stuff like that. All right. You do what it's like. It's the preseason. Sure, I gave you all the ingredients, let you play around, but now it's the real thing. Get in there and do the meal that we worked on and stuff like that. So they're gonna cut that out. They're gonna cut that out.
Jay,
There's no
what's the
need for him to do
deal?
that.
He a big Kansas City Chiefs fan, man.
And so, but yeah, you see, Notorious says, yeah, Rogers is notorious for see, I see what you did there. It took me a second. I see what you did there for starting slow. Let's see. Ray says Kansas City tomorrow. The three-peat is real. And so appreciate you coming through, Bait God. Yes. And
Yeah,
again, your
that's my
boy
little
will be
cuz.
back again tomorrow, live streaming for the Ravens and the Chiefs tomorrow. So that's going to be a good one there. I'm excited for that. Zoe, old man, appreciate you guys coming through here. Zoe, I'll give you a couple minutes here. You want to go ahead and just, tell everybody where they can find you again and stuff like that.
Man, I'm on YouTube in the Zone podcast. Y'all subscribe right now. I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram in the Zone. ZOE-N on Instagram and on Twitter, man. Check out my YouTube page though. I talk about all football teams from the NFL to college football. And I go live too though for football games. I'm
Do you
going
have a
live for the
schedule
game.
for your live?
Yeah, I'm going live tomorrow night, and I'm going live for that Michigan game.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
Bet. So yeah, I'll definitely have to stop through on one of the nights where we're not streaming on the same night, which seems
Right.
impossible since your boy's always streaming all the
No,
time
no,
now.
like my streaming comes to an end though for at least a week or two.
Oh, okay. So you take some
Yeah,
time off. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
but no, I drop videos every day though. The video's still gonna be
Yeah,
coming. Yeah.
absolutely. And Ode, you can tell everybody where they can find you at.
Y'all can find me on Twitter/X at the old man mob. It's all capital, no space, and I talk football. I troll Bills fans because I can't stand them. I live in Buffalo, so it's my job to troll them and my family. So if you're a Bills fan, if you like to talk smack, come on by. I got all day with your foot,
Straight up.
with your no ring having self.
And hey, oh man, I just followed you too on Twitter.
Oh, I said did you too, brother. That's what we did.
Okay,
We followed
okay.
you.
Awesome.
I'll be nice because you're cool and you're a Vikings fan, or I'll say what I normally tell my mom. You guys are Buffalo Bills of the NFC.
Here
4
you
Super
go.
Bowls and nothing.
Here you go. Here your
Yeah.
cheap stuff go. But all right.
Notorious says Bulls Mafia. Okay. Well, yeah, we're gonna go ahead here and thank everybody for coming through. It's been great. We'll be sure to, invite Zoe to come back sometime in the future, not too long into the future and stuff. And you guys know me and Ode, we're gonna be doing these perhaps on Wednesdays now that Fridays, it gives me an opportunity to stream another, like play by play on Fridays and stuff like that. So I've moved it to Wednesday here, so it'll be on Wednesdays moving forward, which works out great. But thank you guys so much for coming through. Remember, you guys are the real MVPs. Take care and see you guys, next time. JB Nation signing out.